Hello, 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 my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls. If you happen to come across this video, you already know that we're going to be diving into, obviously, which is what path is it that you might be creating without actually realizing it. So, when it comes to this topic, I don't think there are enough channels on YouTube that dive into self-growth focused oriented readings. I think there's a lot of readings that tell you what you want to hear, but there is not enough that help you do self-reflection for your evolution, for your greater good, for you to be able to manifest whatever it is that you're seeking and what you want to get and this and that. So I'm here and we're going to be diving into that. So to give you a nice breakdown before I start sharing everything, because I got some little goodies if you guys haven't noticed. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. But if you already felt drawn to something, I have a surprise for you. So do not skip this intro to get straight into your pile, or else you're going to miss out on your message. Because normally I don't do it things this way. I have a system, or I used to have a system when I first started YouTube. But Source has been coming in hot. I have been focusing very much on setting intentions before I prepare for a reading to allow and give full, utter surrender to Source and give full permission to Source to kind of just come through me, channel through me, and tell me, hey, this is how I want you to do things today. So I guess this is how Source wanted me to help you be able to further confirm that whatever pile you're feeling drawn towards is yours. And we're going to be getting some messages from Source that Source wanted you to know before we even end up diving into your reading. So this might actually help us get some clues before we start in moving into your pile, as well as the significator crystal that felt called to come through for anybody that ended up clicking onto this video. Doesn't matter what pile you feel drawn towards. This is my beautiful crystal of topaz, and for some reason, I wasn't planning on doing a crystal for today's video, but while I was preparing, like I said, I was putting back some old crystals, and this one just kept pulling to me. And it's interesting, you know, topaz is a very positive crystal. Its significance, its meaning is very, very positive, very happy-go-lucky. And I love topaz. Topaz is one of my favorite crystals. However, it intrigues me, you know, because when I looked at the back of the deck, when I was setting up the significator cards for everyone's pile today, the back of the deck energy for the entire collective of people that ended up selecting this pile was, look at this. New beginnings. So regardless, again, of what pile you felt drawn towards or will feel drawn towards, because we're going to start looking at those little messages now, everyone here, no matter what is happening, there's a new beginning in store for you moving forward. But it's only if you continue to watch the entire reading through, because, and I will explain why I'm saying that, not to get the watch time, I'm making that clear, but actually because we're going to be diving into some very important things. Because we can't just look at this topic singularly on its own. We got to understand the why, the how, the what, the who, the where, the when, the whatevers. And without those things, the picture of the puzzle won't be complete. It's going to feel incomplete. And I want you to walk away from this reading gaining even more insight, gaining even more clarity than you had before coming in, and also feeling like you have a game plan to help you move forward, depending on the path that you've been creating without realizing it. Because we're going to find out, is this path aligned for your highest good? Is this path exactly the path you've been trying to create since the beginning? Or maybe you've been manifesting something based off of habits or self-sabotaging tendencies, belief systems, narratives that have been playing in your head that are actually leading you to the exact opposite of what you're seeking. So we're going to get to uncover all of that today. And the way we're going to be doing this, the breakdown of this reading, we're going to first be looking into your current inner world. So what is happening beneath the surface of you right now, my beautiful soul, specifically to help us understand the current energy that's leading you to the path you've been creating without realizing it. We need to understand the why, right? And now we're going to look at the what is the exact path that's currently being manifested without you even realizing it, right under your own very nose. Thirdly, we're also going to look at and gain some more understanding on your higher self's insight regarding the path that you've been creating. So your higher self is going to give you some messages here, insight on the situation at hand with the path you're currently creating that is going to help you really understand the why behind its creation in the first place. Your higher self is aligned with your soul's truth. And if your path that you're creating right now without realizing it isn't aligned with the highest truth of who you are and your soul and your heart, then your higher self's insight is going to help you reveal some more information here that maybe you wouldn't have been able to unravel or uncover for yourself, or maybe as quickly if you didn't listen to what we're going to dive into there. And then lastly, we're going to look at what is the next aligned move for you to make depending on the path you've been creating. That's really going to just help you continue to align or realign with your truth. So we're going to dive into all of that. And then obviously, if we have time at the end, final messages from source, which I always end up doing, because if you haven't noticed by now, these videos have been becoming extremely long. And it's because, to be honest, guys, I love doing detailed readings for you guys. I feel like you guys deserve this. This is my specialty. I don't really care how long the video ends up being, because I know that at the end of the day, I'm helping you guys become the best versions of yourself, heal, and do all the stuff that I feel like not enough people get guidance on or ask for help for. And I'm trying to do all of that for you guys with these types of readings. Okay, so I got all of that logical and technical crap out of the way. Great. Now, again, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, with these being the significator cards for each of the piles. Before we start looking at the messages that wanted to come through before we even get started, which I found very intriguing, because this is the first time I've ever felt called to do something like this. I wanted to give you guys some insight on the crystal here of topaz. So I did share a good amount of what it is about, but I wanted to get my handy dandy ChatGPT out premium, and I want to see if there's anything of importance coming through here for us to get more insight on regarding this crystal, because there is a reason why it came through, and let us figure that out now. So what is the most important meaning of blue topaz crystal? Let us see together. Let's let ChatGPT do its thing. So the most important meaning of blue topaz is clarity and communication and calm expression of truth. Core spiritual meaning. Blue topaz is a stone of the throat chakra. It's like a lightish blue. It's not like blue, but I would consider it blue. Promoting clear, honest, and confident self-expression, both spoken and written. It helps you communicate with precision and grace, especially when emotions are high or the message is hard to deliver. Key energies: mental clarity, peaceful communication, emotional balance, and inner truth. It's also associated with wisdom and integrity, creative flow, divine guidance through calm intuition. It's best for public speaking, journaling, or difficult conversations, calming high-strung or overwhelmed thoughts, and opening up to receive intuitive messages clearly without emotional distortion. Oh my God, that's perfect, right? Like this. Okay. The ability to receive intuitive messages without letting your emotions get in the way. I feel like that's something we can all use, right? Especially when it comes to picking cards like these, because they're going to be very in-depth. And just wanted to give you guys a heads up. If you are new to this channel, welcome. It's Ems the Heals. But more importantly, I am a very straightforward reader, okay? Just remember, I'm not here to pick on you, belittle you in any way, shape, and form. I am here as a facilitator of deep healing to help you guys become the most healed version of yourselves and help you remember that you have been your own inner healer, your own best friend all along, but it takes time to start believing that for yourself. And I'm here to remember how powerful you really are. So the way I talk is very blunt, but it's coming from a place of love. And so just make sure before you end up going to your pile, once we start looking at these messages together, I really want you to take a moment to center yourself, taking a nice inhale through your nose for a count of 4, 3, 2, and 1, holding it at the top for 3, 2, and 1, and then exhaling with an HA sound out the mouth. Just releasing all that air out, letting your shoulders melt wherever you are, releasing tension in the back of your neck, your jaw, the sockets of your eyes, and just continuing to breathe at your own pace, normalizing the breath, just giving yourself permission to center, wherever your center might be in this moment. That way, you know that you are selecting and you are ready to hear these messages from a place of centeredness, of groundness, a place to be able to absorb the information that is meant for you to come through cleanly. All right? With that as well, I really highly recommend, I always say this in my videos, please take notes. Get something, a writing utensil, paper, or just have your notes out. If you're listening to this on your phone, you know, you can play YouTube and use the notes app on your phone at the same time simultaneously, or text yourself. Sometimes I do that for myself. So just do what you gotta do to prepare, okay? Like I said, these readings can be very long and lengthy, but they're meant to help you guys get everything you need whenever you end up watching this, because it's a timeless reading, okay? So let us give you even further confirmation on the pile that you feel drawn towards. Or maybe you haven't even been ready to select. So we're gonna look at these messages that wanted to come through now, all right? So for pile number 1, for the card of transformation, the message that wanted to come through, that's going to kind of give us a hint on what is about to get unfolded together. This season is about staying solid even when no one claps for you. This season is about staying solid even when no one claps for you. We get a preview here. Interesting. And I also find it funny how we got a color blue in writing and it matches the blue of the butterfly. And if you're seeing the other card underneath, that's because you guys ended up having 2 significator cards, but that was a surprise that I didn't mean to reveal to make any other piles jealous. Sorry, guys. Okay. Next up for pile 2, you actually ended up getting 2 messages here. So we're going to have to combine their meanings. I think this one wants to get read first. So let us see that together. Sorry if my handwriting sucks. Okay. If you catch yourself obsessing over someone who hurt you, or stuck in anger, whether it's like road rage or disrespect, pause, breathe, say silently or out loud, "From my heart to your heart, I wish you well." Then let go. That's it. Say it until the feeling goes. Interesting. And your card is action, pile 2. So that's interesting, but let us get the second message out here as well. Every time you try to explain this to someone, the clarity fades. Stop sharing. Let it live unspoken for now. Okay. Every time you try to explain this to someone, the clarity fades. Stop sharing. Let it live unspoken for now. Okay, this is interesting. Interesting. There's people, may have people in the mix here. So I'm very curious to see where that's going to take us. And the final preview for pile number 3, my beautiful souls. We have, if this feels unexplainable, it's Neptune energy. Don't try to name it. Just notice what part of you wants to escape. If this feels unexplainable, it's Neptune territory. Don't try to name it. Just notice what part of you wants to escape. Illusions, fog, confusion. Maybe you don't know what's going on. This is for... Wow, okay, that actually aligns. Your significator card is faith. Oh, truth. Why did I see faith in the camera? I think there's a reason why, so let's keep that in mind, the word faith. But truth is here. It feels unexplainable. It's Neptune territory. Don't try to name it. Okay, guys. So there you have it. I will meet you in your pile of your choosing. See you there. All right, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. And if you weren't there for the preview, we had this beautiful channel message that came through from Source before we even started diving into your reading. This season is about staying solid even when no one claps for you. So that's really intriguing to me. Not to mention that there is blue being very heavily amplified here, especially with the blue topaz crystal that ended up being selected for the entire collective that ended up selecting this reading or video. But here you are. This is the card that helped you select this pile, but you guys also have a second significator card that ended up coming out when I was getting all the piles prepared for this reading beforehand. So we actually got, for you guys, transformation, but then also change. So both of these cards kind of mean the same thing. But this one's adding more depth into the meaning of change, which I think is why transformation wanted to be the card that helped you select this pile in the first place, pile 1. Because through change comes transformation. It's forced. And what I mean by that, everything is cyclical in nature. So we're always are going to be introduced to multiple different moments in our life where change is happening, whether we want it to or not, whether it's chosen change or, I guess, forced upon you change. At least that's how it feels when it happens. And after the change or during the change, there is a transformational process that takes place through that process. So I think the reason why pile one, your significator cards, ended up becoming these two things is because there is a lot of this happening for you, especially when it comes to the path that you are creating without realizing it. You might be in the middle of some sort of transformational period in your life, but maybe you didn't realize where that exact transformation was taking you, because I'm picturing a snake shedding its skin, just like you are literally in some sort of de-shedding period of some kind. And well, the little preview, the season is about staying solid even when no one claps for you. It kind of makes a lot of sense. Because let's be realistic here. I don't know why this is standing out to me, but in the change card, I think this is like, what are those called? Carousels? Merry-go-rounds? Those things with the horses and then it spins and it's a ride and you're a kid, and they have those in some big malls around the country. But this is one of those horses and it's being held up by this like hot air balloon thing. For some reason, I'm very intrigued by it because you don't see these things often. You'll never see this just floating around in the sky like that. And for some reason, it's really aggressively standing out to me in this idea that like there is a sense of aggressive, I don't know why that word wants to come through, aggressive originality here, or aggressive change or evolution that's been taking place inside your life, whether it's through like your inner world, your outer world. There's something here that you feel like other people should be noticing. I am very curious noticing, or I don't know why that feeling like I need it. There's something here that you're not being seen in, recognized and validated, and I don't know what it is, but admired, and I don't know. There's something here that I feel like you're upset about. Why are you upset though? You're not here to impress anybody. You're not obligated to. You're here to make yourself proud. But why do I feel like there's a stalling energy here as well? Sorry if I'm taking my time. It's just because I'm really allowing Source to just channel through me energetically everything. I'm seeing a lot of pictures here in my head, so it does feel like there's some weird stall. I feel like a lot of the people that did end up selecting this pile are going to have very different from each other circumstances and situations. So just make sure that you plug in what resonates and leave what doesn't, okay? Because I really do feel like there is going to be a lot of messages coming through specifically for this pile. And some of the things are going to be like contradictive to each other. So one thing is going to resonate and the other thing won't. But that other thing that doesn't resonate for you will resonate for somebody else. Does that make sense? So just really make sure you cherry pick what resonates and leave what doesn't. Because for some of you guys, I feel like there's a de-shedding process that's happening right now. A group of you guys that selected this pile are like, there's a de-shedding process in parentheses, but it's being stalled. I'm seeing like gears slowly turning, but stuck. Maybe there's like a stick in the middle of the gears so they can't turn anymore right now, but they're meant to. And I don't know why that feeling is really strong. Okay, so let us take a look at what's happening in your current inner world right now, pile number one, to get some more insight. So we have my archetypal deck, my Chopper Wisdom cards, and my Yin Yang Oracle. So we're going to be using these cards to get some insight now in your inner world. So what is the inner world for pile number one? So what is pile number one's current inner world whenever they come across this video? What is happening? What is pile number one's, current inner world? Okay, this card came out twice, so we're gonna take it. And which one wants to come through? this one. Okay, we have 2 archetypes coming out. I feel very called to pull that second one out. Let us get the other cards we have here so we can look at them all at once. So what is pile number 1's current inner world right now? So looking into your current inner world, pile number 1, is going to help us understand, like, what are the thought patterns, what are the beliefs shaping your current experience as of right now whenever you come across this. So what is pile number 1's current inner world? Why do I have so many cards that want to come through? Okay, so I think there's an importance on the order. So this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then we have this one that came upright. Where's she at? Okay, wow. I was expecting to get at least 1 or 2 cards of each deck, but not this many. But I feel like the order is extremely important. Like I said, I'm letting Source take the lead here, guys. I feel like there's an importance on how I set this up. Okay, so these 2 go together. These 3 go together. I don't know why, guys. Just go with it. Let's roll with it and see what's going to unravel. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So we have Joy coming out with the solar plexus chakra. But we need to see the other cards. But there is a standout for this card. What is pile number 1's? Oh, we have a card that came out. It fell. Let me just pick it up. So we actually have received, and I want the back of the deck to come through. I feel called to, so let me show that first. We have closed off, guarded, and resistance, which is that exact energy I was sensing, like a stalling resistance. But it's in the back of the deck energy. Interesting. And then we also got the card that fell out here. Integration and union. And for some reason, what's intriguing to me, the significator card that let you select this pile, the color of the butterfly wings are 2 separate colors, but they're merging together to make this beautiful creature. And the rose is so delicate and intricate. There is an integration of some kind, because for some reason when I look at the rose, I'm seeing like a swirl. I don't know if you were a kid, you ever drew flowers like this, like with swirl, and then you color it red? I used to do those. Used to do that as a kid. And whenever I would make a drawing, for some reason that's extremely standing out to me right now. So some reason my head went to inner child or childhood or children, kids, something to do with young energy. So feeling alive. Let us look at the 2 archetypal cards that came through for you. Is this one upside down? Yes. Okay. So let me actually treat this as an upside down card. It came out like this. So wait, let's go with it. The first card we have here for you is Avenger. The light attributes is desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. I actually don't even want to read the shadow attribute because it feels like the light attribute is the thing that's sticking out. And the fact that this card I feel like wants to be in reverse, I'm going to read the shadow attribute and we're going to not read the light attribute, okay? Does that make sense? So shadow attribute for child eternal. Oh, I just realized child eternal. Shadow attribute. Inability to grow up and be responsible. Extreme dependency on others for physical security. Interesting. Child eternal. And then this is giving me that exact same energy of the joy card that came. The only card that was upright. All the other cards are downside. But with the orange, I don't know if you guys know a lot about chakra, like chakra psychology, because I use a lot of that in my work that I do and healing and working one-on-one and group healing circles and things like that. But chakra psychology, for some reason, this is really standing out to me, the fact that the color orange is here, and this is the exact color of the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra's demon associated or shadow side associated with it when it's in its wounded state is guilt. But we can have an excessive amount of a certain chakra energy in our body or a lack of it. I believe that when there is excessive, there's overindulgence. There is a blockage of some kind with, oh, now that makes sense why you got change. Because the solar plexus chakra is supposed to help you embrace change, taking action. And that's why the solar plexus chakra had to have come out upright for you guys out of all these other chakra wisdom cards. But there's a story here in your current inner world, pile number 1. So let us keep going. I'm so curious now. I'm so invested. Okay. But does this want to come out first? I think this message wants to be read here first. And then this is like a side thing. I don't know what it is. We're going to see. So first card we have here is forgiveness. I believe this is the third eye chakra. Ajna chakra. And there's a child again. The last card here for this little message of what's going on. We have the root chakra with the word perfection. I get it now. No wonder. Okay, I'm getting this. Okay, so the path that you're creating for yourself, your inner world right now, without realizing it, your current inner world. Pile number 1, there is a huge shift happening on your inner world right now. Before we even look at these last 2 cards. Right now, you're going through a process of really just trying to find your equilibrium and inner harmony. And that's really freaking hard. I feel as if you guys, this pile in particular, has had history of being in a controlling nature in the past. Or for you've been in more of like that rigid like nature, fear-based state of mind longer than you've been in this transformational point in your life. And in your current inner world, there is this feeling of, okay, so like, remember when I said that you got to cherry pick? Very specific situations coming through in your current inner world. Some of you guys are in this process of releasing codependency. And what I mean by codependency, there's a need to control some other person's actions or behaviors or patterns or routines, rituals, whatever it is. And it's not like you're trying to be this manipulative person, pile number 1, for some of you. Might not resonate with everybody. I'll share the other things that's coming through, guys. I'm just trying to share everything as it goes in order in my head. But moving forward with that thought, just so in case anyone does resonate with this one, because of that, like releasing process happening, it's creating a lot of friction on the inside of your inner worlds right now. Because you're really but the part of you that wants to release it is winning. I want to say that, I want to make it clear. I don't want you to think like, oh my God, I'm failing. But there's still some sort of hostility when it comes to the idea of releasing that need to be rigid, because it means there needs to be more trust and more faith. I don't know why this is coming through because we literally just freaking started this reading, but I am hearing that if what I just said, that specific message resonated for any of you guys, Source wants me to tell you to move into pile 3. I don't know why. I'm recording these in order. You guys are pile number 1. I don't even know what pile number 3 is going to be about fully because I just literally started recording this video. But for some reason, if what I just said so far has resonated, like the thing about codependency and person and control, Source is telling me to tell you to move into pile 3 and just stop here. If that is not you, continue listening because this reading is meant for you. The rest is meant for you, okay? So let me just shift gears and continue on with the other things I'm seeing here in terms of the current inner world. So another group of you guys, whoever selected this pile, I am also seeing that there is, I'm hearing that you guys are fighting with consistency, or you guys are fighting against yourselves in some way. Why are you fighting against yourselves? Like, you know that there's something that you're meant to do right now, and the word adulting is echoing in my head, but I didn't want to say it because I don't want you guys to be like, oh, she's just saying it because of this. No. I actually feel like it's because there's a big fear of the aspect of growing up, because you know more than anybody, pile number one, that there's going to be a new level or phase or season in your life the second you start making that decision for yourself, which you are trying to do. But the new season is going to invite you having to battle this side of you that maybe you like shut down or tried to like repress by like not doing the adulting. Does that make sense? And it's starting to come up because you know now is the time to move into that season of your life. And it doesn't need to be like you're irresponsible entirely, pile number one. I'm just saying, like, if there's an area in your life where you feel like you've been lacking adulting in your current inner world, I really see you in this process of trying to shift gears in that aspect of your life. And there's a transformation going on there where you are ready to do what's best for you in the current area of your life, whatever this is talking about, to start showing up for you better. But it's hard and it's scary because you know better than anyone around you in your circle how you function, how you tick, what makes you tick. And a lot of it does have to do with how, like, there's something to do with praise here. Remember when I said in the beginning of your reading, like admiration or this need to be recognized or something like that? Like that's coming through again. Like, because there's going to be a lack of that in this season. I don't know why. Or maybe this feeling of like, why isn't anyone looking at me? I don't know. I am noticing a theme that even if the codependency thing didn't resonate with you guys and I sent them over to pile 3 and you're still here, the feeling of being seen or not feeling alone is extremely important. It keeps echoing throughout the current inner world right now. I don't know if that's a big fear of yours. Like maybe you have a fear of being alone, feeling alone, like being by yourself, solitude, long periods of isolation. Like there's something to do with that here. And it's because of how hard you are on yourself when like you do little hiccups or mess things up, which is normal. And so it's easier to just let go of responsibility or adulting and entirely and just flow and like not care much. But it's also like there's a scale imagery in my head, and it's like you're trying to do the adulting, but then you go too much into this perfection or too much into this rigidity, this need to be the best, and you're too critical on yourself, so it's not healthy. I'm picturing someone not being able to deal with stress so their hair starts falling out, and then you're like, okay, screw that, like I don't want to do that anymore. So then the scale starts going like this instead, and it goes all the way to the other side because you're trying to be too flowy now, and you're like, oh my god, like screw this, screw that, I don't care. I'm trying to think of the abbreviation. IDGAF, like IDGAF, like I don't care, okay? But you're trying to find an equilibrium. Or at least that's what your inner world's in the process of trying to do for yourself. But it's hard, okay? It is very hard for you because maybe you're naturally an all or nothing person, pile number 1, or I'm hearing that there might be some sort of inner wound that you have trouble admitting to yourself. I feel like for some of you guys in this pile, I don't know why, but I am picturing shadow work. Like there's some sort of shadow self, shadow wound, inner world work healing thing that needs to happen here that's going to help with this. Maybe there's an avoidance of that. Maybe that's why there is stagnant or stalling energy when I was channeling that at the beginning with your significators. But let us look at the final 2 cards here, okay? So we have heart chakra. This is so interesting with trickery. So this is adding on to the context. The dragon has this acorn in his hand. He's trying to fool him. There's deceit here. Maybe he's trying to eat them. We can't really know. There's illusion though, for sure. And then we also have abundance. Again, this ends with solar plexus energy twice. Abundance, solar plexus chakra. And remember I said there's too much of something? Look at this guy with the alcohol. He dropped something important because of how much he's been trying to indulge. There was recklessness here. And then there's this feeling of a younger person, completely different age groups. And he's away from home, escaping, but she is home and she's trying to get it back. There's something here, like a story here. This is actually very intriguing to me with the abundance card. You don't think of abundance when you think of that. You think of, money, prosperity, happiness, whatever the heck you're trying to manifest. But this is showing you the positive and the negative of the word. Trickery, abundance. Yes. Oh my God. Everything is making sense here. This is crazy. All right. So yeah, there is a big correlation here coming in, like with everything that we just shared with these three cards: forgiveness, perfection, and joy. And right by it, we have trickery and abundance. This is showing to us the transformation that's taking place. You know that I feel like pile number one, your inner world is aware how much energy you've been putting into the wrong things, and you have a lot of energy. You have a lot of vitality within you, pile number one, but you're in the process of trying to get it back because you know how important and precious all that was. And perhaps because there was a lot of illusion in the mix prior to that, your heart thought that this is what it wanted, but you're starting to learn that what you really want is to find a nice harmony between pleasure and responsibility or something like that on your journey. But let us continue going, because I am very curious to see what is the exact path that's actually being created because of this inner world. So let us take a look at that now. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to... Yes, I will try my best, guys. I really will. So let me just slide everything over. And what's interesting, while I was sliding things over, we had this deception and temptation coming out. So I feel like that's important because his eyes are reminding me of the dragon's eyes. I don't know if this is going to resonate with everyone, but I'm also seeing like you're learning how to tell the difference between your intuition versus like your brain and like your comfort zone. So like what you really want to do versus what you think you want to do is what I'm hearing. The word discernment's coming through for a reason. Okay. I'm trying to make space for cards here. So what is the path that you're currently creating without realizing it? So we're going to be using my Before Tarot. I'm very curious, so let us take a look. So what is the path that pile number one is currently creating for themselves without realizing it whenever they come across this reading? What is the path that pile number one is currently creating without realizing it? Okay. So I just let the cards fly out if you haven't noticed. And there's a reason for the madness. Do not fret on that. Okay, so the cards that came out upright along with the card that fell on the floor. So the Before Tarot usually depicts the imagery of the traditional tarot, but moments before the actual thing that you would normally see in regular tarot happens. This wants to go here. Interesting. Okay. So how many cards do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 cards that came out in a pile. And then we also have 1, 2, 3. This is so intriguing to me. Look. So the way the cards fell out was like this. And then we have a final 4 cards here. This is all perfect. So there's a method to the madness, guys. Don't worry. I'm really just letting Source take the lead. Let us do this. So the cards that are highlighted here is Temperance, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. So there's something here that wants to be shown first before we fill in the gaps. The path that you're currently creating without realizing it. There's a choice that's being made here through you. Like, every day moving forward through this path, this current state you're in, pile number 1, is another day that you have another choice to make on whether or not this is what you're willing to continue to stay committed to. And I think that's why the word consistency, I don't know if you guys heard me say it earlier. I mentioned the word consistency coming through, like there was difficulty with the word consistency, or like there's a struggle with it maybe in your inner world, pile number 1. And I think that's coming through again. Like in this current path you're currently creating, there's a lot of change here. And now I understand why the preview for this reading for you guys, pile number 1, was this season is about staying solid even when no one claps for you. Because every day you feel like you're having to take a stand for yourself. You're having to show up. You're having to commit to something that maybe no one else can see on the outside except you. Because this is an inner world commitment that you've been doing for yourself. And you know that you are willing to step up to the task. But at the same time, there is, I don't think it's hesitancy, but at the same time there is like, it's hard to make these adjustments for yourself. I don't know if, I don't know, okay, this feeling of like I'm hearing people in my head. Maybe there's people in your environment, your immediate surrounding, your close circle, whoever you identify with in your social circle or your group of people you are around often or something. It feels like their energy, their tendencies differ from the tendencies and energy that you're trying to embody for yourself in this new season of your life. With the path you're currently creating though, it's a path that's entirely up to you. Let me see the back of the deck energy here. So the back of the deck energy we have here is the Knight of Wands. So there's a cocky looking expression on the knight's face here. And there's a lot of, like this feeling of arrogance, but determination and power, strength, fortitude, all here. But then with the Page of Wands, he's exploring this opportunity. He knows that there's a lot of potential there. He knows that it's gonna do him good. For some reason, I'm thinking of health or like vitality again with the Wands energy. It's the element of fire, right? But the Knight of Pentacles is just reaching for this journey. So you're still in the process of maybe even preparing yourself to begin it, fully committed to the cause, I guess. But the path you're currently creating without realizing it has a lot to do with these things. So it's kind of shedding more light onto what we were already looking at. But let us look at the rest of the cards here, okay? So the card underneath, clarifying temperance further, we have the moon. Yes, okay. I love that we got this. You have no clue how much I love that we got this. And the fact that the moon is like shining light down on this little crab here with the cute little pinchers. Oh, that's so adorable. And the dogs are coming forward now. It's kind of like, oh, and then I just realized, wow, okay, so the moon is about to shine. So I think this is the sun or the moonlight. I can see that there is an entanglement of sun energy with moon energy. So maybe the moon's coming out to go over the sun. I don't know, because this is the before tarot. But what I do know for a fact is that there's choice again being made here. And the fact that this is right underneath the temperance card here. Let me just zoom in on this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's choice every day that you have to commit to. And the path that you're creating right now without realizing it is shaping your destiny as we currently speak. Every time you make that commitment to show up for you, pile number 1, you're shaping your destiny as we speak, because you're making a decision every time you have that choice to fill up the cup and continue to do the integration work to find that equilibrium between the scales in your inner worlds, pile number 1. You are fighting against the very thing that's been trying to tell you this is what you really wanted. An abundance of joy, excessive amounts. Maybe it was, what's the word? I forgot what it's called. It's a very common word in today's society. Like when people say they have a dopamine addiction, I forgot what it's called. Like short-term gratification. You get things quickly, like short pleasurable things. Maybe it's like drinking because it makes you feel good in the moment, but then the next day you have a hangover. Maybe it's smoking. Maybe it's gaming.
shopping. There's something here that's being poured to in excessive amounts to avoid what's really going on beneath the surface of things. And it's showing to me that the path you're currently creating is entirely up to you, based off of how much every second of every day you are willing to go against the very thing that you've been letting drive your actions this entire time, and continuing to show up for you throughout the process. So I love that those two cards came out. And the next up, we have the Knight of Pentacles coming through, but what is above it? And there's a reason why the Knight of Pentacles got shined out. So we have, wow, guys, Justice. We got Justice with the scales coming through again. He's releasing the dove. He's dropping his sword. There's a peace being made here through the decision to release the guard, and giving yourself full permission to find the harmony and the equilibrium through this process. You're reaching for it. You are making that conscious decision with your own free will, because you know it's your choices that determine where you go at the end of the day. It's like the path you're currently creating without realizing it, pile number one, is one that you have always deserved, and now you're realizing that this is what you've rightfully deserved this entire time. It's just hard to be consistent at it. It's just hard to remind yourself the emotional why. Does that make sense? Next up, we have the Page of Wands. Let's see what is underneath it. Yeah. Ace of Wands. Page of Wands is about opportunity. Ace of Wands is about a new beginning, a passion, something that you know that you're meant to reach for. And I love that the hand is still like reaching for it. Oh, and I love how the wands have some like little fires around it. And then there's like these leaves that kind of remind me of fall. There is a de-shedding, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. This is the energy I'm picking up on with this card for some reason. You really, I think, are surprising yourself, or are going to be surprising yourself through this path you've been creating, or literally in the process of creating as we speak. Because there's so much, like, I'm hearing hidden knowledge within you. I think you're going on this path that you're creating is about self-discovery. Like, you're really about to start embarking on some journey that I don't think anyone outside of you is going to realize how big of a deal it actually is except you. I want to make it clear, pile number one, like if it's going to be hard to stay consistent at this path or this commitment you're making for yourself or whatever this is, I really want to let you know if one of the reasons why you think it's going to be hard is because you're going to need the recognition, the admiration from those around you. Like, I need you to understand this is the type of journey and path that you're creating that only you are going to see. Okay? No one knows you better than yourself. No one knows what you're going through better than yourself. That's why when we try to talk to people about our traumas and things like that, we're like, well, you're not going to understand, or you don't understand how I feel, because no, they can't understand how you feel because they're not you. Okay? They literally are not your own genetic makeup. They are not your own DNA. They're not you. And so you're always entitled to your own perception, perspectives, views, ideologies, this and that. But this decision, this choice, this path you're creating, pile number one, I need to make it clear that the only person that can validate this process for yourself, congratulate it for you, and make you feel pride is yourself. And healthy pride. Like, I feel like this path you're creating as well is a path where you're going to start falling in love with yourself. It's so beautiful. You're really listening to what your heart desires. And I feel like maybe it was easier for you to think that you wanted to, I'm putting this in quotes because I don't think anyone wants to. Maybe it felt easier to think you really wanted to just give up on yourself at one point in your life at a certain phase. But then as you were in the midst of that, the gunk of it, the funk of it, you had a wake-up call that made you realize you wanted the opposite this entire time. And you thought that by having that mentality was going to get you there, but it wasn't. And the shift is taking place and you're realizing that now. And it's hard, okay? Like, I want to make it clear. This guarded, closed-off energy keeps looking at me aggressively because it's hard to admit to yourself when you put yourself at the dead end. It's hard to admit to yourself when you were blindsided for desire of something, and then it turns out that
you are blindly walking a path this entire time until you take off the rose-tinted glasses or the veil over your eyes and you're like, why the heck have I been walking this direction when I wanted to go here? Does that make sense? And so I just want to make it clear, like, you're rebalancing the scales for you. If this doesn't make it any more clear, you are literally, this path you're creating right now without realizing it, pile number one, you are in the process of realigning with your truth right now. And I am so flipping proud of you. So there you go. Me? Validating. I am so proud of you. You are doing amazing, but you got to keep going, okay? I feel so much hesitancy here. Like, it's hard to make the choice each and every day. And I understand that. But you are avenging yourself right now. The past you is grateful for this present you, and the future you is appreciating all the hard work you're currently doing to get to the future. Does that make sense? It's like I'm hearing like the timeline of the world and everything. Your past and your future yous are just all like congratulating you right now, admiring you, proud of you, like all the things that you've been wanting and desiring, that the energy that I was like channeling. Even this preview, this season is about staying solid even when no one claps for you. They're clapping for you. Does that make sense? Maybe you can't hear it. Maybe you can't physically freaking see it in front of your own very eyes. But just know that you're not alone in this process. You never were. So the last two cards we have here in this row, pile number one, we have the Five of Cups along with the Four of Swords. So this is actually really intriguing to me. So normally the Five of Cups is somebody who isn't recognizing the things that they already have. And there's a lot of disappointment at that one thing. But what intrigues me is you never really see a cat. And I have an orange cat myself. And I know they're tricksters, you know, like if you give them too much freedom, oh my God, will they take advantage of it. And they're very curious. They're very playful in nature. And so what intrigues me is the person, the object, the being, the entity that drops over that cup that we always see in the Five of Cups. The regular imagery was the kitty. It was a kitten, just being little and playful and cute. And so this person kind of looking over, he has a solemn look on his face, but at the same time, it has a calmness to it. There's a grounding energy here. Like, I know what I have to do. I accept it. And I understand that, yes, it's going to be hard, but I need to quiet the anxiety right now. I need to quiet my thoughts. And there is an awareness here. There is an awareness here. And I just noticed this, how beautiful this imagery is of the Four of Swords. It's about rest and just contemplation of some sort. There's these white butterflies landing here, and they're coming through from the window. And that's giving me this energy of freedom, inner peace. Because the butterflies coming through in the Four of Swords makes me feel like the Four of Swords energy is amplified because of the transformation card that helped you select this pile with the butterflies again showing up. You're understanding that disappointment and happiness go hand in hand. They're two sides of the same coin. You can't have happiness without sadness, and you can't have sadness without happiness. It's just the way feelings in the world and cycles work. And the path you're currently creating is having this ability to keep chugging along in life, in this path, on this journey, on this commitment for you, in a way where you're recognizing the highs and lows, but you're still moving through it anyways. Like, this is someone who really has a good level head on their shoulders. And they understand that right now, what they're doing is enough to keep them where they are. You are very much in a process of forgiving yourself and releasing the resentment that you used to hold on yourself for not being a plus. Does that make sense? In certain facets of your life, and how ways maybe you used to try to show up for yourself in the past. Like, you're releasing that. I feel like there's a really beautiful balance here with the fact that the Four of Swords is right next to the Ace of Wands. Like, they're very different, extremely different energies. This one's about passion, light, vitality. Four of Swords is about kind of like a grief, but it's like soft grief. It's important, necessary, essential grief to oneself or their old way of thinking. There's like a healthy death here that's happening that is aiding in the path that you're currently creating. And this path, there's still some unknowns to it. I don't know why Source doesn't want to give us any exact specifics. Source really just wanted to make it clear that you're exactly where you're meant to be. But at the same time, we do have 4 more cards here. So maybe this is going to give us the specifics now. I am very curious, so let us start looking. We have the 10 of Wands coming up here. All right. Next up, this one actually wants to come through. Oop. We have the 7 of Wands. I actually love how they're showing this. So the 7 of Wands is about perseverance, and sometimes it's a little bit about defensiveness, like fighting for something that's rightfully yours. But this person looks like they're praying. They have faith, they're trusting, but with vigilance. I don't know what that word means. Why is that word coming through? Let me look it up, because I feel like, or the word valiant or vigilance, there's like a V word that wants to come through, and I think there's like an important reason why, guys. So give me 1 second to look it up. Okay. So let us see the definition. Oh, wow. Okay. So vigilance is an opposite, I guess you can say, of valiant. And maybe that's why the word vigilant, oops. Oh, wow, look. Trust and divine time. I'm keeping it there. I think there's a reason. There is an energy here coming through that you're going from vigilant to the action or state of keeping careful watch for possible danger or difficulties. So alertness, watchfulness, attention, caution. And then moving more into like valiant energy, which is showing courage or determination, especially in the face of danger or great difficulty. So key traits is brave, heroic, fearless, and noble. So vigilance is being watchful and alert, while valiance is being brave and courageous. Okay, wow, that's really cool. I love how these 2 words meant very different energies. And the fact that this card flips out with trust and divine timing, because you are in the process of going from, this is kind of indicating to me that your nervous system is understanding what it takes to release these things and continue moving forward, and you're doing everything right. I want to make that clear. You're exactly where you're meant to be in the process of it, pile number 1. But with the 7 of Wands coming through like this is showing to me that you are understanding what it takes now. Like, you now know that there is going to be obstacles regardless of where you go in life, because that's realistic thinking. That's the realism of that's the reality of being alive and having the human experience. But you're willing to take it. The before in tarot of the 10 of Wands, usually in the 10 of Wands, the depiction of it is this person carrying a heavy load, a burden over their back. This person is about to embrace it and accept the challenge. This person in the 7 of Wands is usually a person about persevering. But they are in a state of courage right now and bravery. They're accepting the obstacles ahead because they know that they aren't alone. There is support. The number 444 is coming through, so maybe that number has some sort of significance to you. In my head, it just came through. But I just wanted to share that in case you felt called to look it up in your own time. So the next card we have here is the 3 of Cups. Okay, beautiful. There's a gathering, a preparation. You know what it takes. You know what it takes. And you aren't alone. Okay. Let me add the last card and then maybe see if I can decipher or get anything else from this. Final card we have here, yes, is the Queen of Pentacles. the snake has the pentacle in its mouth. It's so cute. You're being handed the reign right now by showing up for yourself each and every day. You're in the process of creating the reality of your dreams. There is a goal. Maybe there's something you've always dreamt to embody, become, align with. Pile number one, this is making it extremely clear that you are literally starting that now. This path that you're creating without realizing it is the exact path that your higher self has wanted you to be on this entire time. You're doing everything the right way. Do not second guess it. Just keep listening to that nudge feeling, because the nudge feeling has gotten you this far for a reason. And if there's things right now that feel like they have been left unsaid during this part of the reading, there's a reason for that. It's because you're not supposed to know yet. I feel like this is a very small step-by-step process in this journey because it's still extremely new to you. Maybe you've never done something like this before. It just feels like you're ready for it though. And with the Three of Cups coming through like this before their actual celebration process begins, I see that she's squeezing grapes into these chalices that they're about to like celebrate, because that's normally what the picture of the Three of Cups looks like, the celebration going on with friends. This is giving to me this idea of like getting ready to show up. This path that you're creating is giving you the ability to align with the right people. You're gonna start slowly meeting people that are gonna feel more right. I don't know if that makes sense. They're gonna just, I don't know what it is about them. Like you're gonna feel it in your bones when you go near them. Like, this is a good person. And you're gonna run into them or come in contact with them, or you're gonna talk to people, and it's just gonna feel like it clicks. I don't know if that's in a love setting. For me, I'm just seeing this more as a community that you never had yet. And it's gonna feel very loving and supportive and kind of like motivational in a way. I don't see you going through this journey alone. And that's one of the bigger fears that I kept sensing before we started this reading for you. Pile number one, like something about loneliness, but I don't see that happening. I think it's just your brain trying to play tricks on you, which it probably was, because it didn't want you to go into the spring of your life. Look at the background. This is the winter. It wanted you to stay in that zone of stagnancy. And now you're saying no more. This is the current path you're creating. You're about to start creating the world of your dreams, and you're doing it in a healthy way by showing up for you as much as maybe you try to show up for the fun. Does that make sense? So I am loving this right now. I'm so proud of you, pile number one. Let me just fix this up. I feel like this card wants to be shown now, so I'm gonna keep that as the back of the deck. And let us start getting some more insight from your higher self regarding this path. So let's see if it's aligned for you, if you're aligning with your heart and your soul right now. Let's see the insight from your higher self that maybe can give us even more details for you. So we're using my Moonology deck, my astrology deck, trying to pick it all up with my fingers right here. Oh my God, my nails. Okay. And my Ask Your Guides deck, okay? So let us get higher self insights now. So what is pile number one's higher self's insights? What is pile number one's higher self's insight regarding the path they're currently creating without realizing it? Okay, we got one card. Beautiful. Back of the deck wants to be shown. I heard back of the deck, back of the deck, back of the deck. I was like, okay. We have the scales. A new romantic cycle begins. We have new moon in Libra. So when I use my Moonology cards, I do want to make it clear if this phrase, if the phrase itself resonates, great. But what I'm mainly looking at is the moon phase and the sign it's in, okay? So new moon is about new beginnings. It's time for a clean slate. It's time to start gathering your thoughts and plan for the best plan of action for you and for those around you right now. Finding a way where there's a win-win and making sure that you don't skip this step is what I'm hearing is going to be of utmost importance. And I do see, since this is the back of the deck energy, that you are trying to plan that for yourself right now. So I guess this gives us even more confirmation since Justice came out. And I kept getting that imagery of scales earlier, that you are doing everything the way you're meant to right now. So don't doubt that at all, please. I thought you guys were able to see it, so I'm sorry. But, all right, so what is pile number one's higher self's insight regarding the path they're currently creating? What is pile number one's higher self's insight regarding the path that they're currently creating? Okay, we have two cards that wanted to come out, so we're gonna go with it. And then the final deck, I'm trying not to mess up the cards, but we're already gonna mess them up anyways. What is pile number one's higher self's insight regarding the path that they're currently creating? Okay. Interesting. So again, this card fell off. We have family, home, and commitment. The word commitment kept aggressively coming through like crazy. I believe that you were in the process of finding a home in yourself, finding your family in yourself, or in the process of leveling up. This journey that you're on without realizing it is helping you align with your soul tribe. You're gaining a soul community. It's going to take its time though. I'm hearing slowly. Very, very slowly. Maybe that's why trust and divine timing came up earlier. The card that came up right for you for ask your guides in terms of your higher self's insight is new life and divine mother. I do feel called to read the booklet, so let us look at the rest of the cards we have for you to get more insight on your higher self and what your higher self has to say regarding this path. Pile number one. All right. So, new life, divine mother. We have, oops, I hit the table. My bad if I scared you because it always scares me. We have the number 14 with debilitated discomfort. So this is the, what's it called? I'm having a brain fart right now. Aspect in astrology. Or no, sorry. This is when there is a lack of a certain energy in a planet that's meant to be there. It depends on like the zodiac sign that it's in, the constellation it's in. So for example, in my natal chart, Mars is debilitated because it's in the sign of Cancer, because Mars is like the planet of fire and passion and grit and Aries energy, right? Scorpio energy. But since it's in Cancer, it's all about like moodiness. So sometimes like if I get passionate or motivated to do something, my emotions need to be in it or else it's hard for me to stay consistent. So there's a debilitation there. Does that make sense? So, yep, we got discomfort with debilitation. Next up, this one wants to come through. We have look at the bigger picture with full moon and Sagittarius. So this is about, full moons is about harvest. It's also a process of release, but harvesting the intentions or wishes of past moons. So I feel like your higher self's insight is asking you to look at the last 6 months. I don't know, full moon in Sagittarius. Is there going to be one anytime soon? Let me look that up for you guys. I'm in the East Coast or Midwest, but I have East Coast time. So let me look this up because I feel like that will be important. So when is the next full moon in Sag 2025? So it says that the full moon in Sagittarius for 2025 was on June 11th. So maybe something may have happened during June. During the beginning of June to be exact for you guys, but I'm also trying to find out when the next new moon is. I know that's usually an average of 6 months from the date of the full moon, so that would be probably somewhere around July, August, September, October, November, December. So from beginning of June 2025 to moving forward into December of 2025. Or if this is a timeless reading, ignore everything I'm saying and just keep listening to like finish what I'm about to say. But I feel like those dates might be of importance to you guys. But I am also hearing with full moon in Sagittarius, this is about releasing any beliefs or philosophical, like just ideologies that were holding you back. Maybe things that were passed down onto you, things that you learned. I'm hearing that some of the like ways of doing things in the past, they may have served you
for good reason back then, but they're not helpful for you anymore. There's like a mindset or mentality. I don't know what it is, but I'm hearing like there's something here that kind of allowed you to keep feeding into some sort of rigidity way of doing things, or made that perfectionistic tendency get so aggressive to the point that you felt like you had to avoid it and run away from it. Like whatever that was, you're being asked to release that, or recognize it, do some self-reflection on it, because that is going to be one of the things that's really going to help you stay extremely consistent. Because remember I said that this path that you're creating is about making that choice to show up every day. That's hard stuff, guys. But it's stuff that is necessary to help you keep moving forward. Because since look at the bigger picture is that little phrase coming through, I actually feel like this is about you focusing on releasing something for the next 6 months, regardless of when you're watching this. Not referring to like moon phases, I'm just talking about for the next 6 months, because phases usually last for 6 months, the energy. So focusing next 6 months on something to do with releasing some sort of outdated belief that's been holding you back or made you be the way you were in the past. This isn't who you want to be anymore, but there's something here, a root source to it that needs to be looked at still. You didn't analyze it enough is what I'm hearing. And this is the part that you have been dreading the most. This is the most uncomfortable part. Maybe that's why you had guarded earlier. And let us see the final card here to put everything together. We received Descendant with invitation number 37, which adds to 10. So the Descendant is like the opposite of your ascendant sign. So your Descendant is kind of like the type of, I guess, in a modern standpoint in astrology, your Descendant sign is like the sign that you tend to attract or you lean towards the most, you like the most, the type of energy that you want the most out of it, like a dream connection for yourself or partnership, soulmate energy. But the Descendant that not a lot of people talk about, it's also the part of you that you're never, ever, ever going to change for anybody. And so this is you being true to yourself, and you're being invited to focus more on that in this journey, because this is all taking you there, but you are lying to yourself if you don't do the bigger, heavier lifting that this journey requires of you. Now I'm very curious to see what Divine Mother is coming through for you. We have New Life. So let me get the booklet out, and then we'll start looking at the next aligned moves for you when it comes to this path you're creating. So it's number 48. Some of you guys, this can be about a relationship, like you're about to start a new phase in that. Whether you're a man or a woman, your feminine earthy side is in full bloom. The wishes, dreams, and desires you carried in your heart are now gestating in the divine womb and are coming into fruition. Yes. If you're a woman, this signals a time of conception, pregnancy, and birth. If you're a man, this is a time for your creativity to take form in the real world. I don't think it matters. I think you should just align with what resonates for your current situation. If you're married or partnered, this may signal that children are on the way. Whatever you seek to create, it is happening. The song in your heart will find its voice. The poetry will be expressed. Even your professional goals will find a home in which to grow. Yes, home. Sorry. The Divine Mother, the fertile aspect of the Divine Feminine, is gracing your life right now. And with her influence, your artistic and creative expression comes alive. If you've been feeling sterile, stagnant, yes, and too controlled, she's here to loosen things up and get your creative juices flowing. Surrender your mind and allow your soul to come alive in her embrace. She is with you, and her influence is powerful. Her message, new life, is on its way. So maybe even some of you felt like you just had too much control in your life, and you're letting it go now. And you're about to start a new journey. Maybe people held you back. There's so many different ways this reading can be applied. That's crazy. Let me know in the comments down below if you are still listening up until this point. If you're pile number 1, hello. Because I am so curious to see like what all these different energies are. Because again, like I had like 5 other different variations of this reading flood through my head just now. So I really feel like this pile, whoever selected it, you guys got really specific, unique situations. Okay, Beautiful. Now, this doesn't say that you're aligned, by the way. I don't know what does. You're doing it right, and this is just more insight on how to continue to do it right. But now to get something that's going to help you move forward so you have a game plan, right? I gave you what you got to do. Source gave you some more insight, your higher self. But pile number 1, let us see what the next aligned move for you is. So what is pile number 1's next aligned move? We have the number 23, which adds to 5, which is about change, follow through. Oh my God. That's like a big call out. Follow through with it. Follow through with it. Wow. I want to read the paper. I want to read it. I want to read it. I think this is the only card that wants to come out for you guys for this next aligned move. And I think whatever's going to be in this booklet is going to give you everything you need at this point. Let me see. I feel like a lot of you guys already know the steps. An unfinished idea that needs finishing, allowing yourself to say it's done, following through and nurturing your relationship. Self-care message. I need to tie up loose ends, leaving your energy scattered in unfinished business, not doing what you said you were going to do. Oh my God, it's calling you out. Okay. Let us read. Was your big, beautiful masterpiece left unfinished? A book or a symphony, something you began but didn't fully birth? Right now is the perfect time to revisit an old dream that was always meant to happen. It's a perfect time to follow through with people, projects, promises, and ideas. Tying up loose ends will allow you to interact with integrity and to keep all your energetic resources intact. Yes, equilibrium. When you set out to start something new, you place a bit of your energetic self, time, money, energy, intentions into the hopes of that new beginning. Leaving a project floating or unfinished can niggle away at the back of your mind long after the idea has been forgotten. That nagging voice that says you didn't do what you said you were going to do can drain you energetically, and that guilt can even become a sense of diminished self-worth or lack of accomplishment. If your heart knows it's not meant to happen, it's time to officially close the energetic ties that bind. What do you need to finish? What needs closure? It's time to reclaim all of those energy strings so you can use them to weave your brightest future. Here's some good journaling prompts maybe. What unfinished business could you close off that would make you feel buoyant? Are you following through and following up with your relationships and your connections? Are you better at starting or finishing things? How can you use this knowledge to plan your steps effectively? I love this. Okay, you better be writing this down. Pause the video if you have to. Okay. That was great. We love that. Screw it. I'm going to take a rune out. I need to know. I want to know what this rune is that's going to come out for you. So, what is the next aligned move for pile number 1? Whenever they come across this reading, what is the next aligned move? Thank you. Landed right beside it. We have the Perthro rune. I'm learning runes if you can't tell. Perthro? Uncertain meaning, a secret matter, a mystery, hidden things and occult abilities, initiation, knowledge of one's destiny, knowledge of future matters, determining the future of your path. Okay. That's crazy. Follow through. You know what you gotta do. Like I said it, you know what you gotta do. It literally just called you out. You know what you gotta do, bro. Like, you know, pile number 1. And you're ready to start, but you gotta start and you gotta keep going and applaud yourself. You don't need anyone else to clap for you except yourself. This journey that you've been creating without realizing it is getting you exactly where you've always dreamt of being. Energetically, emotionally, frequency-wise, like you are getting there, but you got to put in the work and the steps to get there. I'm getting a channel message to invite you guys to check out my YouTube channel. That sounds really stupid. It sounds like a marketing tactic. I swear it is not. I am picturing that some of you guys could use some extra guidance, I'm hearing, on like, I don't even know what is, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, but what do they want to check out? Go to my playlists on my YouTube channel and check out what playlists, like the title, the names, stand out to you. I really just feel like you need to just explore, and there's going to be a video title that's going to stand out to you. I'm hearing like you got to actually do it yourself though. Your intuition's going to guide you. There's something there. I don't know what video, what it could be on my channel, pile number 1, but I am just hearing a voice in my head to invite you to do that. Something's going to aid you like crazily on this journey in one of my videos, but just scroll through. It's going to be a title. You're going to find something whenever you get a chance. Maybe before bed, have a journal with you so you could take notes on what the video content is or what the topic of discussion is in it. Because I have some educational videos. I have some raw, unedited videos of divine orchestrated downloads or just self-growth moments in my life. So just kind of explore in your own timing whenever you're ready to continue to explore this further for yourself, to prepare. That's your next aligned move because you're meant to follow through with it, obviously. It's like you already know what you need to do, but I keep hearing, but how? How do I do it? There's a video on my channel I'm hearing that's going to help you with that. I don't know which video, I'm so sorry. It's just Source kind of tells me little things and it's like breadcrumbs that I gotta pick up and I just gotta be like, okay, I'll tell them that breadcrumb, but they got to figure out the rest, I guess. So there you have it. And with that being said, let us get a final message from Source, which is to look at an affirmation card that wants to come through for you, beautiful soul. So let us look at that now. So what is a message for pile number 1 to finish up this reading? What is the message for pile number 1 to finish up this reading? Thank you. We have 2 affirmations coming through. So we have, I may have hit the camera, sorry if it's shaking. I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. And next. It's safe to slow down, relax, and let go. It's safe to slow down, relax, and let go. That is beautiful. So, pile number 1, thank you so much for being here with me, for yourself mainly, because these readings are not for me. They are for you guys, to help you guys step into the versions of yourselves that you've always known you deserved and that you were always capable of becoming. And if this reading did resonate, it would mean the absolute world to me if you can give it a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel if you haven't joined the community that I'm trying to build yet. Come on. What are you not? Why haven't you thought of that yet? I'm joking. This community is all about helping you become your own inner healer. And I do that through one video at a time, but you're also with me in real time as I go through my own healing journey, my own self-growth, because we never stop growing in the world, in life. We never stop becoming the students of our lives. And if we have the mentality of being the master, then that means that we're not doing the human experience right anymore. You know, it's healed people that help heal this world. And I think literally hitting that subscribe button is the best first step to begin your own healing journey too, if you haven't embarked on it yet. But I have a feeling that a lot of the people that ended up clicking on this clicked on it because they have been in it for a good chunk of their life, and I am proud of you for it. We need more people like you, and that's why I am also trying to create this channel, to have that ripple effect on those that haven't started their healing at all. So, you know, feel free to comment if you feel called to reach out. I'm happy to connect. I love making new friends on YouTube here. And with that being said, I send you so much unconditional love. Hopefully I will see you in my other pick a cards to come. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. If this is the card that helps you in selecting your pile, my beautiful action card for my Sacred Destiny deck, then you already know that this is a significator that is aiding us in fully or better understanding what path it is that you've been creating right now without you even realizing it. So the fact that we had
this card, be your significator card, pile number 2, along with the 2 preview messages that came through from source before we even ended up beginning your reading in the first place, which says, every time you try to explain this to someone, the clarity fades. Stop sharing, let it live unspoken for now. And if you catch yourself obsessing over someone who hurt you or stuck in anger, pause, breathe, say silently or out loud, from my heart to your heart, I wish you well, then let go. That's it. Say it until the feeling goes. It shows to me that this path that you're currently creating and manifesting for yourself right now, without you, maybe you even being aware of it, has a lot to do with a cycle that hasn't been fully broken just yet. Or you're in the final stages of leaving that cycle is another thing that is coming through. And there's a lot of like melancholy, like energy here. Like someone is sort of stuck in some sort of elusive energy or state of mind, or like stuck in some sort of reflective, introspective state that isn't actually serving them as much as it's doing harm to them. So with that being said, let's just go right into this, because I am very curious to see where this is going to lead us. So I'm just going to place your significator card up here, and we are going to start looking at what's going on in your current inner world right now, pile number 2. And just wanted to make it clear, this is a timeless reading. So whenever you watch this, whenever you come across this reading, it is for you, okay? So do not fret about that. So we're going to be using my Yin Yang Oracle, my Chakra Wisdom cards, and my Archetype cards to look in what's going on in your current inner world. Because this is the very inner world that is going to be the exact thing influencing the path that you're currently shaping for yourself right now. And sometimes it's hard for us to have enough self-awareness in our inner world. And I think this is the exact reason why I wanted to start this reading off by diving into that first, so we can understand like where the root source that is ultimately manifesting this outer reality for you is coming from. So looking at your inner world is going to help us with that. And I do believe there is a reason why that fell out the way it did. So I am gonna pick it up. Sorry, my nails are being a pain. Okay, got it. All right, so we have the card that fell upright, heart chakra, with the keyword wisdom. Maybe there's been some sort of clarity or insight gained recently, an epiphany of some kind. Let us keep going. Does the back of the deck want to be seen? Yes. Okay. Back of the deck energy is the third eye chakra with mysticism, illusion, veil, confusion, or kind of just like I'm hearing ... There's a blank in the middle of a page. Like, ever heard of Mad Libs? The book, and you would fill it in and like write your own story. It feels like you're writing your own story, but there's blanks in the middle of your story and you don't know what those blanks are gonna fill out to be. Why did that happen? Honestly, guys, let's go with it. So you have 2 back of the deck energies. You have mysticism and the crown chakra coming out with rejection. Okay. So there is a cycle, heavy cycle, but you're slowly starting to gain insight on why that isn't the truth for you anymore. Like, that isn't your truth, and it never was to begin with. Huh. Okay. Let us continue the shuffle. I'm going to keep it like that, guys. Sorry if it bothers you. All right. What is going on in pile number 2's current inner world whenever they come across this reading? What is going on in pile number 2's current inner world whenever they come across this reading? Okay, that just flew out, but we'll go with it. We have another card falling out upright, but it came like this. So I'm going to see it as reading the shadow attribute. So we do not need to look at the light attribute here. We're going to look at the shadow attribute. So the archetype you received is addict. The shadow attribute is compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. So what are we trying to get to, light attribute? I'm curious now. Helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Ah, that's why we had the wisdom card. Okay. Do you guys notice I said cycle and now we got addict? I don't even know. There are so many archetypes in that deck that I have yet to discover. This is the first time I'm seeing the addict card. So I am very intrigued now. Okay. Now let us get the final set of cards out. Oops. What is happening? Come on. I didn't even ask the question, guys. If those cards are meant to come out again, they will. What is happening in pile number 2's current inner world, whenever they come across this reading, regarding the path that they are currently creating without realizing it? What is happening in pile number 2's current inner world? Okay, we have 3 yin yang cards coming out, with the back of the deck being separation and longing. Oh my God. There is an extremely intense lost sense of self here. Unexpected. Unexpected. The word unexpected. Expect the unexpected is what I'm hearing with that. It peeked through for a reason, so I'm going to keep it like that. But there is an intense feeling of a lost sense of self. Like you're separate from the real version of you that you're meant to be right now. Or you feel like you just forgot your way, forgot your flow. And you don't understand. You don't even realize how long you've been in this stuckness. I don't know how to explain that any better than I had. So we have a card that came up in reverse. Are these in reverse? No. Oh, there is one in reverse. Okay. I'm going to keep it like that. I normally don't do reversals with the Yin Yang Oracle, but I feel like there is a reason for that. So there is going to be reversal energy here. The first card we have that wants to be seen because it came upright is in reverse, chemistry and passion. I don't know if there's people here, but in your inner world, if this card is coming out, pile number 2, this is giving me a huge, heavy indication that there is a lack of, it's weird. You are aware of what's going on. Oh, that was, okay. I don't know if it's upright or reverse anymore, but we're going to keep it like that. I don't know if you're, I don't know how to explain this because I got distracted by the spinning card. I already forgot what I was saying. But I'm trying to really sit with everything. Okay. Maybe there is someone in your outer world that felt like a wrench that got placed in the middle of some sort of cycle that you were stuck in. You felt stuck in, you felt trapped in, that you thought was your own sense of control. And that person that felt like a wrench in the middle of it showed you a different perspective. Maybe they were like a mirror for you. Bear with me, pile number 2. Maybe, because if this doesn't resonate, we're going to keep going. Don't worry. Just cherry pick what resonates and leave what doesn't. Maybe they were like a mirror for you, and they kind of were able to sort of reflect off onto you something within your inner world that you weren't recognizing was happening until they mentioned it. They reflected it back, and now you're like, whoa, having a huge sort of realization moment that you're kind of just sitting on. I don't feel like there's actual, it's funny, your significator card is action, but I don't feel like there's actual action happening just yet. You're taking physical, tangible steps or something. It feels more like you're sitting with it aggressively And you're kind of just in this cycle of thinking and processing and analyzing, but maybe to the point where you're using it as an excuse to not start taking tangible steps. Like, I'm not ready, I'm hearing, or like, I gotta sit with it, I gotta let it simmer, I'm still processing. I don't know what it is. There's like this feeling of, you feel like you need all the answers to something before you can officially move forward or break the loop, cut the loop. Because you can step out of that circle whenever you want to, but you just think you can't. I don't know. That's a really big self-limiting belief. Okay, let's look at the other cards. So we have in upright position the third eye and clarity. Okay, yeah, so you have gained clarity. And for some reason, seeing an eye on her hand, but it's not like actually aligned with her other eyes, giving me like this idea that the clarity did come from outside of you, or like this feeling of like, I keep picturing a reflection, like there was a reflection, like your inner world was being reflected onto you to see it in a different dynamic, in a different light. It could have been somebody saying something, maybe it clicked then, or it could be like a song on the freaking radio. It might not have to do with a person. Maybe there was like a person singing a song, I don't know, on the radio. I don't know. There's something where something helped you click, makes things click on the inner from the outer. Does that make sense? And now everything is starting to like really be downloaded. But it's like while all this information and introspective stuff is happening, you're still doing the same thing. It's weird. Like, you know what's going on, but you're still not doing what you know you gotta do. Let's look at the other card. Okay, it's still in reverse. We have the word remember and awakening, but it is in reverse. So it's like you have received it, you have been given it. I'm hearing opportunity, like it was an opportunity literally thrown at your face. And you're sitting with it, you're still digesting it. And I'm putting that in quotes because it doesn't feel like you need to digest this anymore. I'm hearing, okay, come on now. But it's hard for you to move forward because of how much it actually hurts to acknowledge why it happened in the first place. Maybe that's why rejection shot out underneath mysticism. Like, you're letting yourself stay in this loop of the past instead of moving into your future and the present forward because it's easier. I don't know, it sucks, you know? We say it's easier, quote unquote, to stay stuck in the past if you're naturally used to obsessing over your past and just focusing on that aspect, when in reality, it's just a comfort zone. But it doesn't mean that it's actually comfortable to continue doing. It actually is debilitating. It can feel heavy. It could feel exhausting. It can feel like dramatic in a way for you because you're constantly reflecting on things that are meant to stay in the past for a reason. Does that make sense? So it's like there's a lack of the ability to create a reality of your dreams right now because there genuinely is a lost sense of self, a lost sense of inner truth right now that you're not aligned with. There's a lack of alignment here in your inner world. So, sorry, I was just trying to move closer to the table. Let us get even further into this because I really want to gain further understanding here. So, let us see. Okay, this is going to sound weird. What do I want to do? Normally, I was going to move straight into the path that you're currently creating. Do I want to do that or do I want to dive into this situation deeper? I'm debating. Let's see the path that you're currently creating right now. Because I think it's going to help us continue to fill in the blanks like the Mad Libs example I gave you or the imagery that came into my head. Because it does feel like I'm giving you the bigger picture of what's going on, but the specifics you would have to plug in on your own. And I think understanding the path you're currently creating without realizing it based on what's going on in your current inner world right now, whenever you come across this reading pile number 2, is going to help us fill in those blanks for yourselves. So, do I want to use this deck? Yes. Okay. We're going to be using my Voyager Tarot deck. Sorry, I have a bunch of decks around me that I'm letting Source kind of guide my hand to continue using as I move through this layout of readings or questions. So, what is the path that pile number 2 is currently creating without realizing it? So what is the path that pile number 2 is currently creating, allow the cards to fall out, without realizing it? Okay. So we got 4 cards coming out with this deck. This one wants to go up here. So I'm going to vibe with it because that's the only one that came facing down, and these all came upright. And I think there's a reason for that. The back of the deck we have here for you is Delusion with the 10 of Crystals, which is also known as the 10 of Swords in this deck. Crystals are sharp. Is it? Let me just make sure. Crystals. Yeah. Yep, okay. Just making sure that was the swords and not the pentacles. Okay, we're good. So, the 10 of Crystals is the back of the deck. You're meant to end something like right now. The path you're currently creating. So the cards that we received for you before we look at this one, and I think that means that we want to look at these 3 first. We're going to flip this one after we look at these. We have the Sage of Cups with the word regenerator. There's renewal here, but so much freaking wisdom of the emotional realms. As the Sage is the one that knows all in that arena. And then we have the number 0 with Fool Child. And then lastly, for the card that was upright, that came out upright, is the 5 of Wands with Oppression. There is so much conflict in this card. It hurts your eyes to look at for too long. You don't know what it's trying to be because all these different things are trying to take the spotlight over. And what that does is it creates this need for internal control in your inner world. And it feels like, okay, this card wants to like slide out, so I'm going to look at it. We have the 8. Is that the 8? 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Oh, Justice. Sorry, I was confused. We have the keyword balance here with Justice. Yeah, it's sliding out. To create justice, you need to be analytical about the situation. You need to look at the facts. You have to weigh the pros and cons. That's what's coming through with the Justice. But the fact that in this deck, the Justice card is in the Major Arcana, they put the Voyager Tarot, the number 8 as Justice. I think about the 8th house in astrology, and that's like our inner world, and it's like the dark secret aspects of us, like the darker side of us, our shadows. And it's an uncomfortable house placement, I guess you could say, because it's very deep feeling. And it thinks about a lot of taboo, quote unquote, things that are out of the box, and maybe there's this feeling of outsider energy, and there's a lot of intensity here. But using what you know in that arena of you, looking at the facts there is helping you balance things out. And I feel like you had a glimpse of that. But the thing now that you have the truth, I'm hearing you received that in some way, shape, or form recently in your outer world. It led you to doing some sort of introspective, it put you in an introspective state or some kind. And you're stuck in it. I see that this is still being repeated here with the Sage of Cups and the Fool and Child. But then the 5 of Wands at the end, it shows to me that there's still an oppression of some kind happening in your inner world where the path you're currently creating is still in the middle of being determined because you're literally like, you're the one that's holding your fate in your hands right now. Pile number 2, depending on the choice you make now for yourself, you're still stuck in some sort of gunk of some kind in your inner world because of something that you realized or okay, this is gonna sound really bittersweet and it might sting, but know it's coming from a place of love, and then I'm just letting Source keep channeling how Source wants to channel through me. So what I just said, or it feels like you're using this realization of truth or whatever you just had as an excuse to not move forward. You're like, oh my God, like this is so much information. I need to sit with it and keep processing. When like you don't. It's time to keep going. But the path you're creating without realizing it is whether, okay, I want to make something clear. Whether you stay stuck in it or not, or like start moving forward or something like that, I'm hearing, like taking the right action, you need to understand that you're still making a path, whether you want it to or not. Like the path you're currently creating without realizing it, it's still being birthed as we speak. Like at this very moment while you're watching this, it's being birthed. And time doesn't stop for anybody. And I'm not trying to scare you or pressure you, because I want you to know, like, I'm thinking about time as a construct, like, that humans created, which is 100% accurate in fact. But what I mean by time doesn't stop for anybody is if you continue to stay in this cycle of just, like, sitting on it and finding ways to let your fear take over in this situation, what it is doing is you're ultimately just going to keep hurting yourself, your human brain, your human experience, because eventually there's going to be opportunities lost. Eventually there's going to be, I'm hearing, youthfulness lost. And what I mean by that is the ability to do certain things, maybe energy-wise, health-wise, physically. I don't know what it is that's coming through like that, but there's like an important emphasis here that has a lot to do with you moving forward by putting yourself first. And I think that's an extremely hard thing for you to do, pile number 2. Putting yourself first in the right way is hard to do, because it's hard to embrace it, the truth of some kind. Let's look at this last card and see if it gives us a finality here. Oh my God. We got the Hanged Man. If it doesn't feed stagnancy and stuck feeling already, this person's getting sucked into a black hole. Like, what? And then there's a whirlpool. You're drowning in emotion right now. And you're using something to numb it. You're using something to avoid it. You're using something to repress it, to fight back of the emotions, when in reality all they want to do is just be released. And the only way they can release is if you start actually moving. Sorry if it's blurry. I didn't realize. This path you're on is on hold. Source doesn't want to show you yet, because Source is still waiting on you to make this right decision. Source knows that if you see too much before you start, you're going to get too emotionally driven, and you're not going to take the right steps for the right reasons. You got to do this from a logical standpoint. Like, what you know factually is what I'm hearing is really important for you. Okay, let's get some more clarity here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use my second deck of tarot that I have here, known as the Before Tarot. So it depicts images of tarot decks that are very famous and well known, but in the before, like moments before the actual thing happens. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're going to get some clarity here and see, like, where is your current path taking you? So where is pile number 2's current path physically taking them because of this? Okay, so you heard the way I asked that question, right? The first card we have right off the bat is the 8 of Swords. And this is actually a person tying them up. They think it's weird. Like, you really just are letting you're blaming external things. You're blaming things for your lack of wanting to take action right now, pile number 2. And there's no judgment. Like, I'm not judging you while I say this. This is just how I speak, okay? Like, just know everything is coming from a place of love. Let's continue. Where is pile number 2's path physically taking them if they continue down this route? Where is pile number 2's path currently taking them if they continue down this route. Okay, so we have 4 cards coming out. Back of the deck, we have the Magician. Yep, back of the deck is the current energy. You've had the power to stop this entire time. Stop giving your like power away to the past is what I'm hearing. I was going to say your thoughts, but my mouth wants to say the past. It really feels like you're burdening yourself with like past situations that went another way than you intended them to, and you think that because that past situation happened that way, I'm doomed. I don't know why. There's like this feeling of like you're doomed. Like literally, I don't know why my head's going this route. I'm picturing the Titanic and like the violin people. If you ever saw the Titanic, great movie. There's a part, there's violin people and they're like, doo-doo, and it's so sad. And every time I see that scene, I cry my eyes out. I'm picturing that exact scene right now because it literally feels like you're putting yourself in this mental state of like, I just gotta accept my fate. I'm doomed. Like this is all and I gotta accept it because it happened. You keep repeating that narrative when it had its time and place to say it. It doesn't need to be here anymore. Does that make sense? And the path physically that it's taking you to, we have the 2 of Pentacles coming up sideways, the Moon in reverse, landing by passion and chemistry, remember, and awakening in reverse. So the Moon is in reversed. And then we have the 9 of Cups. He's filling up his cups sideways. Hold on, just give me a second, guys. You're just going to be stuck in it. Pile number 2. This illusion is way stronger than I think you realize. And this is one of those like really deep, like dark, maybe like this is your rock bottom type of energy. I've never, like the types of readings that I do on my channel, we're meant to look at this type of stuff. But it's been a while since I received a pile where this is something that's really happening for them. And I want to let you know, like, you are not alone, and your life, your fate, your path forward isn't a hopeless path because you're the one that gets to make that decision. You get to choose if you want it to be hopeless or not. Your perception of your reality is what shapes it over time, but you got to start to make yourself believe it as well. And there's this idea that what's done is done, like what happened is happened, and I'm forever like fated to or destined for this. But that's just the mental state that you're putting yourself in. You're giving your power too much away mentally to like some sort of ideology that doesn't need to be the way it is. And I think you know that. That's why the 2 of Pentacles isn't sideways. It's not reversed or upright. It's sideways because there is an integration process happening in your inner world right now. And the path physically, if you stay stuck in this processing part, this part of integration, because you get to decide when you're ready to take the next step. There's no, I have to feel ready. I'm hearing you need to logically know, okay, did I get all the facts? Did I have everything I need? Like if I was watching, if you were, pile number 2, if you were watching a movie of your life, of what has happened, everything up until this point, what would you want the main character of that movie to do? What is the common sense step for them to take next at this point? Because let's be real here. We're in the climax. Like in a movie, they only call that part of the movie the climax because there's a turning point. Or else you're just there and then it's no longer a climax. There's no more, oh my God, and it gets old real fast. Does that make sense? And you're in that right now. And you get to decide when you want to do it, but I am hearing like you need to have some sort of outsider perspective on the situation. You just need to be more in the logical state because right now there is this feeling of like really letting your emotions swallow you whole and you're victimizing yourself a little bit too much. There's this feeling of like, I'm terrible, I'm bad, I'm not good enough, I'm horrible. Like, why are you beating on yourself so hard? Pile number 2. I feel like cutting the deck, so I'm going to do that. We got the Page of Swords coming out, and then the Tower with the Ace of Pentacles. You can literally start changing that script for yourself anytime you want to. But it's really up to you. When do you want to say no more?
this path that you're creating, it's not getting created the way you hope. It's keeping you stuck where you are. The physical, when I looked at where is this path taking you if you stay doing the same thing right now, it's not taking you anywhere. Time is just going to keep on going, but you're going to be where you are, energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally. And so let's get some insight from your higher self, and I want to help you here. So there's only so much I can do, right? At the end of the day, it's your decision, but I'm going to try my best because I love you guys. And let's do this because, you know, like I said, my YouTube channel, Hymns That Heals, is all about helping you become your own inner healer and step into your power, become the most empowered version of yourself. Like, we are literally all capable of having our dream life. We are literally all capable of being the most healed version of ourselves we can possibly become. Healed people are who will help heal this world, okay? The only reason why I made this YouTube channel is so I can create the ripple effect to help others heal. And so in time, more healed people will come out and want to be better. And then they will become role models for those that aren't in their healing processes yet. Like, we need this. We need this community. And if you're still here listening to this, you are a trooper for yourself, and you should be really freaking proud of yourself for staying up until this point, because this is really hard stuff to hear. A lot of people who let their ego override them to get in overprotective mode might have clicked out by now, because a lot of this stuff can be hard to listen to. But I want to let you know, when these things come up in the most weirdest ways, like in a freaking YouTube video, you know, and it feels like it's speaking hardcore truth at your face, there's reasons for that. This shows to you that Source is divinely guiding us, and Source is inside each and every one of us. That's why we really do hold a lot more power than we realize. And you got to remember that when it comes to your thoughts, when it comes to your inner world, who's the one shaping it? You, pile number 2. And no one else can see that inner world except you. So why are you torturing yourself? The past is meant to be in the past now. It's time to move forward. Gain what you learned from it. See it as a lesson. Don't see it as your inevitable end and now you're horrible and a failure. I don't know what it is, guys. It's just, there's something here where I'm like, if you were my friend and you were in front of me right now, I would be like, grabbing your shoulders, be like, okay, come on, you. Because I don't know your pronouns. Come on, you. Like, I call everyone bro, that's my friend. Come on, bro, like, come on. I love you too much to let yourself let go. Give up. But at the end of the day, even friends can only do so much. So, what is pile number 2's higher self's insight regarding the path that they're currently creating? What is pile number 2's higher self's insight regarding the path that they're currently creating? Okay, so we got this card that came out, and then we have the back of the deck energy for Moonology is the waxing crescent moon, have faith in your dreams. So waxing crescent moons is about setting intentions. It's the next moon phase that comes up right after new moons. And it's about like sending your hopes and your desires into the world, like the physical world now. Like start taking little steps to put it into your reality. And so I do find it very intriguing and interesting that this shows up as the back of the deck, because it's giving me this idea that maybe at this point while you're listening, pile number 2, maybe you're starting to really be like, okay, she's right. Like, I want to start doing better. So this is giving me like a good sign for that. All right. So the card that came out for you is, I can't pick it up. I wanted to show you guys. We have new moon in Sagittarius with luck is on your side. So new moons is about new beginnings, planting new seeds for yourself, and seeds that usually tend to last a total of 6 months. So this is the time for a clean slate. And it's time to start gathering your thoughts and plan for the bigger picture of your life. Sagittarius is about looking at the bigger picture of things. Sagittarius is about optimism and being hopeful for what's to come moving forward. The fact that your higher self is sharing this as an insight for you regarding the path you're creating is trying to tell you that you aren't alone. Luck is literally on your side to start this new journey for yourself, but you got to believe in yourself as much as we believe in you. And that's coming from your spiritual counsel, pile number 2. You do really need to have faith in yourself, more faith than, I guess I'm hearing like, okay, this is so specific, but I'm hearing for some of you guys who pick this pile, like there's really bad examples in your upbringing, or like those that surrounded you in your upbringing, pile number 2. It feels like you never had a good example on what it looks like to have that much faith in yourself or in oneself. Maybe everyone else around you lacked that.
in your upbringing or generational curse, trauma. It's like something like that. I don't know what I'm hearing. Like, it's just something about your upbringing, people that surrounded the upbringing, they weren't good role models for what you're trying to do or you're meant to do now based off of what your higher self's insight is. This isn't the only deck we're looking at, by the way, for this specific part of the reading. But it feels like you're trying to reteach yourself something very important here that's going to be the determining factor between your inevitable success or your inevitable loss. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, it really feels like your perspective is the biggest thing playing a role here right now. Because I feel like if you had the perspective of seeing whatever happened as like a lesson and try to extract as much wisdom as you could have from something of the past that you kept replaying or whatever this cycle, it triggered something that led to some sort of escapism, whatever that was. Because your perspective was on just replaying it and being so hard on yourself, you weren't able to move forward. And so hence the cyclical nature of all of this. Hence the 10 of Swords of delusion. So now it's like maybe hearing all of this, or like I said, someone could have felt like a wrench getting put, or there was a moment of like a weird epiphany or clarity moment. You got to give yourself more permission to explore that feeling further instead of just seeing it as like, oh, a coincidence, and then just let yourself stay stuck because there's a reason why it came up. You're ready now. Does that make sense? Let's get a couple more cards for your higher self's insight because I do feel like there is more to be said here before we look at the next aligned move for you to help you realign with your truth. Pile number 2. So let's just see. So what is pile number 2's higher self's insights on the current path they're on? Okay, we have the number 42 with the 4th house of home. Well, that confirms it. The 4th house. Okay, I'm hearing really specific. Some of you guys, if you're into astrology and you know your natal chart well, some of you guys might have an important placement of Sagittarius in the 4th house. And I think the only reason why that popped into my head is because my Chiron is in Sagittarius in the 4th house. Chiron is the wounded healer in your natal chart. So maybe just because of that, maybe you should look into what Chiron is in your natal chart because that might have some sort of significance here is what I'm hearing. Because there's definitely with the 4th house of home coming through something to do with roots, and 4 and 2 adding to 6 makes me think of energetic exchange. So something to do with like familial dynamics, or like I said, your upbringing, your roots, where you come from, where you were raised, where you grew up in. There's something there that rubbed off on you that led you to developing this state of mind in the first place. So your higher self is providing you insight on that to show to you like, look, all of this doesn't make you a bad person. Like this reading you're going through together, it's not your fault. And I really want to make that clear, by the way. Like it never was your fault to begin with until this point, until right now. If you decide to keep doing it after all the information you've gained from this reading so far. Does that make sense? You didn't know any better. And you were probably only doing things the way you knew how to handle things based off of what was taught to you or what was reflected to you as you grew up. Like maybe, like I'm going to give you an example of this if what I'm saying sounds too cryptic. An example of this could be like someone who never knew how to be a gentleman. I don't know. I'm just making the most random thing up. Like maybe there was a little boy, and they grew up in a household where they never knew how to treat women. And so when they grow up, they don't know how to treat a lady, and they don't know how to be a gentleman because of it. So, you know, one day the truth hits them in the face. They realize like, oh my God, like I'm a monster. I'm terrible. And the higher self insight here, if, let's say that's you, I don't think it is, would be, remember, there was something that put that seed in you in the first place to bloom into something. Like that seed was in place there on its own. It came from something. So hence why evolution is in our DNA. It's in our genetic code. Like we are meant as humans to continue to evolve away from generational curses and things that is like karma that gets passed on. And that in a way is its own type of karma. And you're meant to break that here. And that part, the originality of it, the origin story of all this. Pile number 2, it was not your fault, okay? Don't beat yourself up on it. Remember, it was a lesson. You gained what you needed from the experience. Now it's time to keep going. And now let's take a look and see what the next, sorry, I hit the camera if it's doing a little bong. Let's look at the next aligned move for you to take moving forward to realign you with your truth. And I feel like we already know the answer here, but let's just keep going. I'm going to take these cards away now. So like I said, I always say this in my intro. So if you skip the intro, it's on you. You better have been taking notes because I always clear up my table when I feel called to. So I'm clearing up the table now and we're going to see what the next aligned step is. But obviously we got action here as your card that led you to this pile. But let's see if there's anything else that may want to come through. Okay. Actually, let's leave that here. I think there's a reason why it wants to stay up there. Okay. So, let us see. We're going to be using my Sacred Creator Higher Self and my Oracle of the Radiant Sun booklet. If I seem like I'm taking long pauses while reaching for cards and stuff, guys, it's because I literally have a wide variety of different intuitively handpicked, energetically selected decks that I felt called to use for this topic in particular for all of the 3 piles. So I'm literally choosing the decks that Source wants me to use for this next part, okay? For you guys, you can see, obviously this isn't a deck, this is a book, but we have Oracle of the Radiant Sun booklet. What we're going to be doing is actually getting out the color of the marker that I chosen when I was preparing your piles. I actually felt called to give you guys the color gray. Don't know why, very melancholy like in nature, but now I'm thinking about the skin of an elephant and how they never forget anything. Ah, interesting. I never even knew that's where my brain was going to take me with this color. But they never forget anything. They have like one of the best memories. And so, and I find that very beautiful. You know what I mean? Like if you were a human that raised an elephant, I'm making stuff up. And then like you left that elephant for like 30, 40 years and you come back and they're still there. I don't know how long an elephant lives. I don't know if that's accurate scientifically. They're going to recognize you. And I just find that so flipping beautiful. They're like gentle giants, but they're just territorial and aggressive because they feel like the need to protect themselves. And that's normal in all of the animal kingdom, including Homo sapiens. So it's like, there's a lot of wisdom there in elephants. And I feel like here, they carry so much wisdom because they remember so much of their past, but they don't let their past hold them back from learning and gaining more wisdom in their life as they move forward. Does that make sense? And so I feel like there's a big thing for you on that. And now that's so beautiful. Now I really didn't understand why I picked the color gray. Out of all the freaking colors, I chose gray for you guys. Like that's the most basic color ever. But now I get it. And that's so beautiful. So I'm sorry if my brain's everywhere, ADHD. What we're gonna be doing is getting this little siplet of paper here. We are going to flip, I have my eyes closed, and we're gonna see the natal chart placement, the placement that wants to come through for you, so we can start looking at the next aligned move for you to help you realign yourself with your truth. And I think this will help us get more specifics, which is why I actually felt really called to use this booklet for you guys specifically, because I didn't use it for pile number 1. So what is the next aligned move for pile number 2? What is the next aligned move for pile number 2? Okay. Interesting. Wow. Okay. We have Moon in Libra with companionship in the 7th house. Moon is the suit of security. And Libra is about sense of justice and beauty. So in this imagery of the card, we don't got to look at that part. We got a bunch of people. Not dressed at all. And the words for the description of the image.
Above, 4 classical feminine figures link arms in friendship. Below, hands grasp in greeting. The pomegranate is a symbol of the sun and indicates fertility and growth.
Yes. Okay. I think I'm understanding this. I gotta write this down though. Oh, I think I get it. Okay, super specific. Is some of you guys this? Okay, remember that thing I said about like a person reflecting, whatever, showing up, and that could have been like the thing that felt like a wrench in the middle of the cycle. Hold on, let me try to talk and write at the same time. It's hard. Was that person somebody that wanted to help you? Was that person somebody that felt like they went through what you went through already and they made it to the other end and they were trying to help, and then you got offended or defensive and you ran away? Like, I don't know what it is. It feels like there was someone here that wanted to help. Again, I'm sorry I let it stay blurry for that long. I'm gonna look in the booklet though, because I do astrology for my job. Like, part of what I do with one-on-one sessions, trauma-informed facilitator for deep healing, like I combine everything that I use to help myself heal. And so if you're also curious, check out my link tree. It is in the link in my channel. But moving forward, out of all the placements, I feel like Moon in Libra was always the most complex, one of the most complex placements for me to fully understand. So we're going to get some insight here because I feel like maybe there's a reason why I feel called to read it. So, okay. When this card is chosen, it often indicates a marriage or relationship entered into purely for emotional domestic security. Because of the moon's link with the home and Libra's usual good taste, the companionship card will indicate someone who has a beautiful home. No. Oh, personal. Oops, I read the wrong spot. The emotions of Moon/Libra people are invariably influenced by those around them. They really care how others are feeling and can be quickly upset when all is not harmonious. Librans are vulnerable to immersing their own emotional needs in someone else's difficulties. The biggest problem this card indicates is when a powerful desire to please and keep everything in balance emotionally leads to someone giving in under tricky situations in order to maintain harmony. Environment is an important influence on Libra moons, who feel the need for an atmosphere of good taste and beauty. The Libran emotional ideal is to feel at one with a partner in a harmonious setting. Life is rarely as perfect as that, and this character may feel the constant need to act as peacemaker between others. It is good to swing the balance occasionally and risk a bit of selfishness in order not to get sat on so frequently. How others feel and act affects people with this planet sign combination more than most. And they might be watchful not to fall into the trap of allowing themselves to be treated like a doormat. Oh, okay. Okay, I understand now. Okay, so yeah, Libras do have a tendency to, like, lack the ability to confront people, and they tend to always become, like, the most diplomatic of all the zodiac signs. Like, they always end up trying to be the middleman of things, the peacemaker, to avoid the discomfort as much as they possibly can. And, oh my god, did you guys just see that fall? Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but what's funny is the card that fell out. Oh, you guys can't see it. Look at this. We had the word cycles come out, and we were talking about cycles, so I just thought that was like so trippy. And then we got growing, storm, unexpected. Wow. Okay. There is like a new beginning trying to be birthed here. So I just really want to make that clear. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Help is on the way. What? We got a card that's just peeking out. I didn't even shuffle this deck yet. Help is on the way. Oh my god, everything's starting to click. It's so creepy when you get those synchronicities that you're not even trying to get yet. You don't know what to do. But the next aligned move, maybe it's not even going to come from you. It already came, or someone offered it to you and you just didn't take the opportunity. But you're afraid of it because of how others are going to feel. Because there's more people in this cycle of nature. It's unhealthy, very unhealthy, versus people that aren't in it. And like, you're afraid of the rejection. See, things are clicking. But again, pick what resonates, leave what doesn't. Let us continue. So Moon in Libra. Let's keep plugging this in. So what is the next aligned move for pile number 2? What is the next aligned move for pile number 2? Okay, so we have overrate your intuition, the number 2. I don't even know what that card means, so we got to read the booklet. Overrate your intuition. I don't know what that means. I actually don't understand it. But it's interesting because we got overrate your intuition, but then we have third eye. So there's something here about intuition really coming out heavily. But the fact that the only third eye chakra card you received was mysticism. It's like you're still unveiling a lot of things. Or there's still a lot of things that have yet to be unveiled to you. And I feel like you're not doing this alone. Like you're being guided, or there's an opportunity to be guided through this. I don't know. Let's keep going, but let's read the meaning of this. Overrate your intuition. So if you heard that, that was my knee. Tell me that's not crazy. Okay, so we have, let's go. Okay. Overrate your intuition. Essential meanings. Powerful intuition, an influx of feminine energy, perceiving the mysteries of the universe, the divine, intuitive dreams and prophetic signs, a newfound clarity. Maybe it's about you taking notes of dreams you're having. Self-care message, a need to listen to your intuition. Self-care for your inner voice. Insisting on getting the truth from others, being cautious of hidden agendas, ignoring your inner knowing. Yes, see, like you've been aware. Oh my God, that's crazy. That gives that big confirmation. Overrate your intuition. Every single time this cheeky crystal ball is winking at you, babe, it's saying you already know this answer. Quiet your mind and listen for the nudges of your soul. It is speaking to you, and it's time to pay attention to your gut reactions, hunches, and best guesses. When you tune into the language of metaphor and dreams, you will notice the subtle signs that are continuously directing you, and your unconscious mind has some potent messages for you right now. If you run into an old friend or make a serendipitous connection with someone, it is meant to be noticed. What the helly? What the helly? I hate that song. But what the helly? What the helly? Guys, I'm creeped out. I brought that up so many times. Comment down below if that resonates. Tell me if there was a person that felt like a wrench, because that is trippy stuff. I love when cards just align. Okay, let us finish reading though. Sorry, I just got really hyped up. If something feels untrue, it is meant to be noticed. There are no coincidences at the moment. Oh my God, I said that. I said there are no coincidences at the moment. Okay, sorry. There are no coincidences at the moment, and your intuition is a powerful tool that is becoming even stronger. Bask in the knowledge that whatever you do next will be exactly right for you, as long as you check in with your heart and decide what feels good and what feels off. If something feels right, you won't be disappointed by the experience it provides. Here are some journaling prompts. What are your personal indications that your intuition is speaking to you? Where do you feel it in the body? What does a yes feel like? A no? Can you think of a time that you chose not to trust your intuition and learned how powerful it actually was as a result? Okay, pause this video, take a screenshot, do what you gotta do. Get these questions down for you. Even just writing them down, you don't even have to reflect on them. Please, I highly, highly encourage you guys. I don't know why Source wants me to ask you to do this. Please write these down. Write them down right now or whenever you get a chance. You need to have this feeling fresh in you to download it. I don't know what it is. It feels like there's an integration process trying to happen inside of you, pile number 2. And so Source is asking me to tell you, please write these down. You don't even need to answer them. It's going to help you access a different part of your brain that's going to encourage you to start reflecting deeper and start wanting to align better to your truth. Okay? That's really important. I don't know why that was very important. That wanted to come through. Now, let's get a final card from the Higher Self deck for your your next aligned move, and see if there's anything else you need to know. So, What is the next aligned move for pile number 2 right now? Okay, we have a card that fell out. Oh my God. I'm so like astounded. Guys, pile number 2, the back of the deck energy. I peeked back. I was going to say the back of the deck energy. Help is on the way. It was there before I shuffled. Guys, I'm like, this, if this is not a serendipitous moment for you, I don't know what is. The fact that this came up as the back of the deck again, when I shuffled, there's no freaking way this is a coincidence, okay? None. Those don't exist here, okay? Not on my channel, not on my watch. No, seriously though, Source like loves you so much and you're not alone. Like, oh my God, I want to cry. Because like, I need you guys to understand something. If you guys aren't subscribed to me already or like have seen my other videos, I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel that talk about my trauma, what I've gone through, my own personal addictions. And this reading just reminds me of me 7 years ago. How lost and scared and stuck in it I felt. But the second I wanted to start getting better for me and to break the cycle, all of a sudden, help, support, signs, things just started falling into my lap, falling into place the more I wanted it. Guys, I kid you not, you are the one that create your reality. You need to want this more than anyone else would want it for you. Because deep down, even if you don't believe it just yet, pile 2, there's a part of you that loves you so flipping much. And it took me 7 years to feel that. I love myself more than anything I know now. And I know that, and I can say it confidently. I really care about myself. I listen to my body, this and that. These are things that were foreign to me back then. And I had to make myself remember it. And it took almost 10 years, but you know, I'm here. And it's easier to think you don't if you lived most of your life, a bigger chunk of your life in the part of you where you were hard on yourself, you were aligned with ideologies that belittled you or made you feel not good enough. But as you continue to slowly move in the right direction, slowly that part that you felt like didn't exist, the part where you actually do love yourself, it's going to start showing itself again. Very, very slowly. Because I kid you not, when you were a little kid, when you were 3 years old, you probably loved yourself enough to cry when you wanted food, to cry when you needed something, or to go explore, be curious, or whatever. You loved yourself enough because you know you deserved better. That's why you would cry if you were upset, because you wanted someone to help you get better. Like, I don't know. I hope the metaphors are landing where how they need to land. But if you feel like you're needing that extra support right now, for some reason, I am feeling called to share with you guys or kind of guide you guys after this reading is complete or when you have time to explore the chakra system. I have a playlist in my YouTube channel that is about the chakra system. And for some reason specifically, I really believe the root chakra playlist I have is going to really extremely benefit you guys. But looking at if you guys don't know anything about chakra psychology, you should start with the first chakra video I have on all the 7 chakras, the main 7 chakras, I should say, because technically we have other tinier chakras. But even if you don't believe in that stuff, what that does is it helps give you a different perspective on how to view self-growth and psychology, because I combine the science and the spirituality together, because I believe that you don't need to be in one world fully immersed. You should have everything to help you, not just one world, but all. Immerse yourself in it all, find the equilibrium that way. So I highly recommend that you guys check that out. I don't know why I feel like that's going to be like a good starting point for you guys that are starting from cold turkey. I don't know why, until at least this help on the way comes in, because I really strongly feel like there's some person, if there already wasn't that yet, there's something here that's going to help you. It could be a sign, it could be an ad, it could be maybe one on my playlist, it could be the actual thing I feel called to share with you. Something is going to help you, but you need to trust, you need to surrender to the process, whether it is the actual person that already showed up that felt like the wrench, There's something here that's trying to come together for you. The card that fell out is go within. All the cards are pointing to the same thing, pile number 2. It's about your intuition right now. Listening to that. You have a lot more wisdom and knowledge regarding this stuff than you realize. And I think you've just been playing dumb because it's hard to see the facts the way they are. Does that make sense? Oh, maybe that's why the moon in Libra came through, because there is a fear of confrontation, a fear of being really unapologetically honest about where you are at. Because you know it might step on some toes, but it's meant to. Because you're not meant to be there forever. If you're not happy, why do you think you need to be there forever? Like, do you get everything that's being said? All right. This reading so far has been like a blessing to do for you. Like, I'm so grateful beyond words to be here and get to witness this whole process. And in a way, you know, like I'm not like sitting there watching you listen to this, but I feel so freaking blessed to be doing this for you guys. Like, I send you guys so much freaking love. The reading's not done. I send you so much love though. Okay. Now, to finish up your reading, my beautiful souls, let us see if there is a final message from Source that wants to come through using a final tarot deck of mine called the Cosmic Coven. Ow, I just hit my nail. I don't know why I feel like there is a final little tiny thing that wants to come through with tarot. So let's give full permission to Source to come through to end this reading up for you. So what is the final message for pile number 2 from Source? Allow the cards to fall out. What is the final message for pile number 2 from Source? Okay, so I think we just have 2 cards coming out. The back of the deck we have here is the 5 of Swords. So usually this card is about like a victory. What do you want to come out for? Pentacles, yep. But you still feel for them. And this is like Moon and Libra energy, I guess, aggressively right here with the rainbow still connecting their minds together. But the Swords energy is about logic, and I feel like you're being called with the 4 of Pentacles kind of sliding out to choose you right now. Be selfish, and don't be scared of being selfish right now because you really need to be. I really think that Source, the final message here is to remember that it's okay to be selfish right now. Like, it is in your own best interest to be selfish at this moment and at this point moving forward. It is extremely important for your well-being and for the well-being of others, because you can actually be the first ripple effect that will help others. I feel like there's others in this with you. Others start to want to follow in your footsteps too. Like, you're going to be the change that you wish to see in the world, Mahatma Gandhi, but in this circle. Because we have, and the reason why I'm saying that too is because we got the 3 of Cups coming out again and the 4 of Cups. So, like, it is hard for them, like in the moment, if you do start trying to choose you, right? Source really wants to let you know as a final message to help you walk away from this reading that yes, in the moment, on the outside, those people, they might get butthurt. I really feel like you're afraid of letting people down. You need to understand though, pile number 2, like this wasn't your story to begin with. You were absorbing others people's stuff. As much as, like, you know that. And it's gonna hurt, it's gonna sting, it's gonna upset them. They're gonna say all the things to try to get you back and make you feel bad. But here it is. And I'm also hearing, like, not like yell at you and manipulate you, but they're gonna look like disappointed and you're gonna start saying all the bad things to make yourself feel bad. So it's gonna be hard to like stay in the putting your foot down state. But you know you have to. And they know you have to. Like, I feel like they know that that's the right decision for you and for themselves. Like, they should be doing it for themselves. But don't be afraid of being selfish once you start. Does that make sense? Because the action, that's the reason why that card wanted to come out, because you're meant to take it. So every time you try to explain this to someone, the clarity fades. Stop sharing. Let it live unspoken for now. You don't need to explain yourself anymore. Stop being afraid of what other people are going to think.
And if it's hard for you to keep moving forward, if it's hard and you feel called to, like, as you move forward in your life, to constantly look back over your shoulder in the past because of these people, remember this: from my heart to your heart, I wish you well. From my heart to your heart, I wish you well. From my heart to your heart, I wish you well. All these sliplets of papers, by the way, I created from my own experience. This is something that my own gifted Buddhist, vegan, plant-loving therapist from the 50s shared with me. And she is actually one of the people that has helped me create Ahimsa Heals. She is actually one of the people that has helped me since the beginning of my healing journey, and also led me to creating my own business. Like, a lot of the things that she has taught me, I weave into my own practices. So it's like, she taught me from my heart to your heart, I wish you well. And I want you guys to know, like, when you do that, you're sending them loving energy. You're still helping them. Even if you're not physically there, you're still doing something. And that's what you need to do right now, because you got to put you first. Stop being afraid of it. Source, literally, your final message from Source is to keep being selfish. Do not stop while you're on track, because you're doing the right things right now. But don't give up on yourself. Don't let yourself get stuck again. And let's finish it up with an affirmation card that wants to come out for you. Okay. Final message for pile number 2. Final message. Ooh, for pile number. Oh my God. Okay. Like, I'm trying to put those cards back in. Did you see me like struggling? You got 4 affirmations. So I don't know if they're all going to resonate. Maybe it's because multiple people selected this pile, but let us go through them together, guys. So we're going to start with the one that landed upright on the floor. My power lies in my peaceful presence. My power lies in my peaceful presence. I am a light worker in disguise. I don't have to talk about it. I can just be it. Yes. I am a light worker in disguise. I don't have to talk about it. I can just be it. You're a light worker in disguise every time you put you first. Because when you put you first, you're going to create the ripple effect to help others. Now I understand why I felt so called to like share my why behind Ahimsa Heals with you guys. I was like, why am I talking so much about it? Now I know why. Next up, we have, yes, I honor my self-worth by asking for what I want. I honor my self-worth by asking for what I want. Now I get why these cards wanted to all come out. And lastly, my beautiful pile 2s. My greatest experience of freedom comes when I let go of what others think of me. Mic drop. Mic drop, guys. Mic freaking drop. Let's go. Let's go. That, mic drop. Card drop. That is crazy. Woo! Crazy! Woo! Woo, 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 woo. Guys, goosebumps. I got goosebumps. Yo, that's crazy. I still freak myself out when I do these readings, guys. Like, I kid you not. Okay, let's reread that one more time. My greatest experience of freedom comes when I let go of what others think of me. Screw them. I'm joking. No. Just send them love. From my heart to your heart, I wish you well. From my heart to your heart, I wish you well. That's your mantra right now. Whenever you think about somebody, that don't let the thought sit there. I kid you not, it works. It works so flipping well. I have used it in anger situations. I used to be a bad road rager. I'm not anymore. Want to make that clear. But the beginning parts of my healing, if someone pissed me off, because I was born and raised in New Jersey, okay? If you guys know how they drive there, you got to be a little bit cold, cutthroat there on the road.
And you should also know that there is no patience in New Jersey at all with drivers. So, and I used to be one of them. I would always say, if someone pissed me off, because I don't want to send them any badness, remember, when you think about someone in a negative way, you're overthinking about their stuff, this and that, you're just feeding into the issue. You're adding more energy, more power to it if they're stuck in something. Or if you're thinking poorly on them, you're wishing them harm. I'm not a fan of that. I don't want to send anyone any bad juju. So from my heart to your heart, I wish you well. You can even practice it and trick your brain, because at the end of the day, everyone is human. Everyone makes mistakes. We don't know what we're all going through. And so, but I feel like for you, maybe that's something you overthink. Just whenever you have a thought about somebody and you're worrying about it too much, you know, you get in a loop. Say, from my heart to your heart, I wish you well. Don't let the thought even come. Practice self-awareness in those moments. I have a video on that. Please check it out. I think it's called How to... Oh my God, guys, I really don't remember. It's a video that I teach you. I think it's in my neuroplasticity series, or Rewire Your Brain series. I don't remember what I named the playlist. But I basically teach you how to catch the thought pattern before you get stuck in the loop. So when you learn how to do that, or if you have trouble with it, or you could just practice doing it on your own now, just practice more self-awareness. Before the loop can begin, don't give your power away. Instead, remember, you have the choice in that moment to say, from my heart to your heart, I wish you well. And you keep repeating that thing until that thought of that person dissipates, because it will. It's like a cloud that passes by. Eventually, it will fade away, love. Whew. I know it was a handful, or a mouthful of stuff today. But the fact that you're still here, you made it to the end, pile number 2, you know you did yourself a service. You know you did yourself, I don't know if that made sense. You did yourself a service, but you know what I'm saying, because you should be really proud of yourself. With that being said, give this reading a thumbs up if it resonated. Please, every thumbs up you do helps support me when I'm trying to build my mission to help people just heal. And with that being said, hit the subscribe button if you have not joined this community yet. I am still trying to grow my loving soul tribe of people that are ready to step into their power slowly and in their own time, at their own pace. There's no pressure, there's no judgment here. It's just other people here to help you support. Remember, you're not alone on your journey, okay? Of bettering yourself. And with that being said, hopefully I will see you in my other readings to come. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3s. And if this is the card that aided you in selecting your pile, this beautiful truth card, I almost said trust, then you already know that this reading is 100% for you. When it comes to, ooh, I just saw that this cloud is kind of shaped to a person. Interesting. When it comes to the path that you're currently creating without even realizing it. We're going to be diving into a lot of things today, right? If you guys were there for the intro, if you weren't, it's on you, because we get to see a preview of what your reading today is all about, which says, if this feels unexplainable, it's Neptune territory. Don't try to name it. Just notice what part of you wants to escape. And I find this very intriguing regarding the fact that the truth card is your significator card for today's reading, because it's giving me a huge idea on perhaps this path that you're creating without realizing it is something that you're fully aware of what you're doing, actually. So maybe you do realize it. And that's the tricky part. The tricky part is swallowing that and like accepting that, like, I did this, and I don't know, really, guys. In all honesty, I actually felt called to read the meaning of this card in the booklet. You guys are the only pile where I felt called to do that to start off the reading. So let's read what it has to say, because I feel like there's got to be a reason why Source wanted me to go that route with you guys. So maybe there's something in here that I'm not seeing myself. So let us, oh, I'm getting to the page now. Give me a second. Okay. So, Song of the Wind. Wind is in the realm of air elements.
one of the four elements of life. Air takes form in the oxygen we breathe, as well as in breezes and I don't know that word. It also represents our communication skills. When we speak, it is the air that passes through our mouths that allows us to speak and communicate. Wind is also prana, the source of life. As you communicate your truth to yourself and others, you'll find new energy and vitality emerging within your life. The sacred landscape wants you to know, be honest with yourself and speak from your heart. Find your truth. Listen for what is sincere and honest in others. One of the most difficult things to know is what's true for you and what isn't. Sometimes it takes sincere silence to find your inner voice of truth, but once you find it, let go of anything in your life that isn't authentic. Share your truth with others. Release relationships in which you can't be yourself and can't be real. Be genuine. Being genuine can allow your spirit to fly and the song of your soul to be heard in the universe. Maybe it is hard to accept. Well, that would make sense, right? But also, that maybe there's a release. Well, not to mention, remember, the collective back of the deck energy for all the piles, regardless of whoever's where, was new beginnings. So there's a reason for that, and I really feel like you guys are going to finish with a bang, really. Like, I'm excited to dive into this reading because you guys are the last pile, and I feel like obviously every reading is different and stuff, but I feel like you guys are going to have something very beautiful here, and I'm very excited to see where it's going. All right, sorry, I'm just rolling up my sleeves, getting ready for business. Let's place your card up to the side here. I don't know why it wants to go, it wants to go here. Okay. And let us start by looking at what's going on in your current inner world. So we're going to be using my Yin Yang Oracle, my Chakra Wisdom cards, and my Archetype deck. So let's get a shuffle on here and start looking. So what is going on in pile number 3's current inner world, regardless of when they are watching this reading? What is happening in pile number 3's current inner world? We got 2 archetypes that wanted to come out. Let's keep going. What is pile number 3's current inner world? What is pile number 3's current inner world? What is pile number 3's current inner world? Okay, you want to come out and you want to come out. We got 3 chakra cards, and this card came upright. This card came upright as well. I feel like these two want to be together, so bear with me, guys. There is a method to the madness, I swear. I really just let source guide me in these readings. And what is going on? What is the current inner world for pile number 3, regardless of when they watch this reading? What is the current inner world of pile number 3? Okay, back of the deck, we have control, tactics, and then the word transcendence is popping out. So maybe you're in this process of releasing that for yourself, releasing control of some form, because transcendence is about transcending something. So like moving past it. But obviously, because you know that that's not the way anymore. Let's see what the image, yeah, transcendence. Yep, you're moving past it. Okay. Sorry if the cards, I gotta tap to focus on my camera. Okay. So, cards are all over the place. There's a method to the madness, I swear. So these 2 cards are gonna further clarify this chakra card. This one goes here. Okay. So, let's do this in order. The archetype card that came upright was student with light attribute. So shadow attribute doesn't matter because it came upright. It's the light attribute that matters. Light attribute is humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning.
Beautiful. Yes, this is what we want to see, guys. Yes. Okay. Let's go. And a blank. And I think there's a reason for that. Because what's actually interesting, I always take these cards away before I start my readings, but I guess this one managed to sneak its way in. And I think there's a reason for it. We're going to have to let everything kind of simmer for me to understand that fully. I don't know why a country accent just started to come out of my mouth, but okay. So I wanted to show you this because I didn't get to show you yet. Another card that came upright was the Sacral Chakra card of service. You can't help yourself for something. I'm hearing, I can't help myself. I can't help it. I can't help it. I don't know why. That's coming through. Let us continue. Underneath the blank archetype card, for a chakra wisdom card, we have with the crown chakra rejection. So there's definitely people here with something that's going on that I feel like is being confirmed 100%. The two yin yang oracles that landed to clarify this rejection card is renewal, spark, and epiphany and breakthrough. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh my God, I love this. Okay, this is such a great way to like finish up this video. You know, like pile number 3, y'all are special. Cause I will get into it. Bear with me. I'm just trying to figure out where to put this. Oh, actually this would be, I want you guys to be able to see the, I'm just trying to make it in a way where you can tell that this is for that. All right, so the final chakra wisdom card getting clarified by this past lack and suffering is the root chakra card of acceptance. And I think there's a reason why past lack and suffering, there's a reason why we did it in this order for your inner world. And I'll explain. Pile number 3. I just want to say, before we dive into this, I know my cards are very crooked. That's not what I was going to say, but I just realized when I looked up at the camera. I'm so sorry. I don't care though. I'm perfectly perfect, guys. Okay, embrace it. Embrace the crookedness. Embrace it. I'm so proud of you. That's what I wanted to say. I am so flipping proud of you. And the reason why I am so immensely proud of you is because you, with what we are seeing in your inner world right now, you're finally embracing your truth. You're finally embracing like this inner knowing that you've had regarding a situation, and you're understanding that like your fear is all it ever was. Like, I mean, your fear was just that, a fear. Sorry, the way I said it was incorrect. Your fear was always just that. Simply that, a fear. And that's all it'll ever be. It's nothing more than what you give it power to. And I feel like with what your inner world is showing me, you're in this process of finally releasing that fear. Maybe you're in the process of releasing it, but you're doing a really good job. So first off, I just want to let you know, you're doing great. Like, you might not be perfect, and there's no such thing, but you're human and you're showing up for you, and that's what matters, okay? So let me just say that. Secondly, another thing that I find really, really beautiful here, the fact that you got a blank archetypal card and the student card. Humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. This is showing to me that in your inner world right now, you might not even fully understand who you are just yet, because you're in this process of like releasing like a tendency that you may have had, or like something maybe to do with control, because that is the back of the deck energy, and then we have transcendence and fear, rigidity. It was something where people may have been involved because of the service card, but I don't know, like I'm feeling like this sense of codependency where it's not like a bad, it's so weird how I'm going to explain it right now, but hopefully it makes sense. The way I'm hearing it in my head is like you didn't have a fear of abandonment of people leaving you. You had a fear of abandonment of abandoning those that you care about because you feel like you're afraid of making them feel that way or think that or assume that. I don't know what it is. Like there's something here where you don't want anyone to think that you don't care or like you're just like afraid of being like misunderstood, or in the past at least, or like yeah, really it is just that. Like there's this feeling of a fear of being misunderstood. Maybe you were like a people pleaser. And what I mean by that is I doesn't feel like, oh, like I'll hold the door open. Oh, like I have trouble saying no. Maybe it was that. But for you guys, more so pile number 3, it really feels more in the sense of like, not even like you're trying to be, okay, I think maybe people pleaser was the wrong word. I'm thinking of like someone who just can't help themselves but to want to fix other people's problems, that if they care about them. Like if you met someone and you started to develop like a good relationship with them and you feel like they're important to you now, like you have this need to like want to help them heal or like fix something in themselves or in their life. Like you try to solve other people's problems. Like I feel like that's literally your love language or something. And you've been learning that there needs to be an equal give and take with that energy because maybe you were taken advantage of. Maybe it just, you knew it wasn't healthy. You weren't getting enough of that energy back. There's just this feeling of, like I'm looking at the service card and for some reason I'm just feeling like this wave of exhaustion and like a headache coming on. So maybe you were like really stressed out trying to always be the best version of you for others, but you were never the best version of you for yourself. And in your inner world, I'm seeing that start to shift. Like you really want to start being a better you for you. And I find that so beautiful because you're in this process of trying to release the expectations that others may have on you. And maybe that means setting more boundaries or things like that. But you're really in this process of honoring your truth. And it might feel hard at times because of this feeling of guilt, which is the shadow of the sacral chakra. But I feel like the desire to put you first is stronger. And I think that's also why this archetype card came out blank, because it's about you writing your own journey and your own destiny, your own frequency that you want to embody, your own archetype you want to embody. Like, who does pile number 3 want to be? I'm hearing this question. This is a question I usually ask myself if I want to self-reflect or if I don't know if I'm on the right track or path or something. Why don't you ask yourself, what would future you do right now? If future you was here in this very moment and they had all those qualities that future you needs to have the dream life you always wanted, all that stuff, what would they do in your situation right now? How can you embody more of that? Because that's the archetype you're meant to embody. And you're still in this process of figuring that out. And that's absolutely okay. And I think that's why it's blank, because your inner world's finally making space for that now. Or maybe it already has made space and now it's waiting on you to begin. I don't know. It's so beautiful though. So yay. I applaud you. Pile number 3. Round of applause. Round of applause. So let us start continuing to look forward. And maybe that's why, yeah, that makes sense. There's like this feeling of like you don't know everything that's happening. There's a lot of anxiety in the mix, obviously. But it's because like you still haven't, you're in this weird like in-between stage where you're not who you were and you're not who you want to be. You're still trying to get there. And it's a very uncomfortable transitional state to be in. Like I know that feeling very well. And it's just so icky and uncomfy. But I feel like you've been doing a really good job trying to ride the wave. Or at least that's what I see your inner world is trying to embody more of. But let's see the path that you're currently creating right now because of it without realizing it. So let us take a look at that now. So we are going to use my before tarot deck, which basically just shows the imagery of traditional tarot art depictions, and like moments before they're in that picture or imagery that most people see in the regular Rider-Waite tarot deck. Okay, so what path is pile number 3 currently creating without realizing it? What path is pile number 3 currently creating without realizing it? Okay. Okay, I don't know how many cards I grabbed, but Source wanted me to keep going. So, the back of the deck energy here, your current energy, I actually love this. We have the 10 of Swords. So, I'm trying to make this focus, sorry guys. Okay. So we have the 10 of Swords. And the 10 of Swords here, I actually love this imagery because it reminds me of somebody who's finally like saying no. They're done. And I really feel like you're done. Like you're really in this process of like completing your cycle for good. Like you don't want to be in the state of mind that you've always been in from your past, and you're walking away and you're letting it go. You're letting go of the burden. You're letting go of that exhaustion of the just everything that your mind was like carrying, because you used to carry a lot of things energetically inside of you, like worries, maybe just assumptions, like overthinking about other people's problems, like, but all that stuff wasn't yours to carry, is what I'm hearing. And now it's like you're in this process of releasing that. So let us see the other cards you have received. So, okay. Do I have a card that fell on the floor? Let me just check. I don't think so. Okay, great. So I do want to just say the King of Cups did come out sideways. Again, my camera's doing that annoying thing. Did come out sideways. And whenever this happens, I see it as like a sign that you're in the midst of like, you're trying really hard to stay as emotionally like grounded right now as possible. So I do applaud you for that. But at the same time, like I said, you're in that in-between stage. So I find it really funny that the card landed sideways like that on top of this acceptance and past lack suffering card. Like you're really trying to navigate this journey as gracefully as you can with the tools you have in front of you right now. And you're doing the best you can. I really want to make that clear. So don't be too hard on yourself, please. But I don't think you are. But let's keep going. Sorry, I just realized I had enough space to move this. I'm going to do this now that we were able to read it all. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, this card wanted to be a significator. We have the 3 of Cups. Sorry if the camera quality looks bad. I'm trying my very best to make it focus. My camera sometimes like glitches really bad. But sometimes when my camera glitches, it rarely does it. Whenever it does, I really do see it as a sign like technical difficulties is a way of like source coming through. And it means that your spiritual counsel is just extremely powerful at this time because they're really trying to send you this message. So see it as more confirmation. See it as more application of emphasis on everything we're about to unravel together as we move forward. So we did get the 3 of Cups as the significator card here. The next card we have is the Tower. How beautiful. And it's before the collapse. So I actually love this because there's this feeling of power here moments before, but it's false. And you had breakthrough and epiphany, like you knew it was coming. You knew that it was time. And I believe I'm seeing this symbolically as like the meaning of the Tower card, which is about a collapse, but it's one you chose. Does that make sense? Because there's no forced falling of the tower. It's just showing you the strength of this choice and
where it's guiding you. The path you're creating right now without realizing it is something that meant, okay, I don't believe in the word fate. I believe we control our fate, but I think you changed it, pile number 3. I really do, with the power of my entire mind and soul and heart. I genuinely believe that this is an indication that you have changed your fate in some way, shape, or form. But obviously we got to continue looking. Next up, we have the Queen of Cups. How cute. I think it's a dolphin. Yes. And she is receiving her cup. You wanted to put you first. That's really it. That keeps coming through, but it's hard. Like, it feels kind of bittersweet here, to be honest, but the path you're currently creating without realizing it is one that's serving you so much better in the long term, in the end. And you know that. A part of you really seriously knows that. Okay, man, do you want to come out? Next up, we have... Oh, interesting. We have the 4 of Cups. I think I just realized that this deck has 2 4 of Cups, but we have the 4 of Cups. And then these 3 cups are reminding me of the 3 of Cups. So, like, what did you walk away from? You walked away from something, pile number 3. And this path you're currently creating really is about you putting yourself first. Next up, we have the 8 of Pentacles. And then, how many we have? 3, 4. Let's place one more card here and then we'll take a look together before we look at the rest. Lastly, we have, beautiful, the Ace of Cups. Yes. Okay. I love this for you. All right. So, yes, pile number 3. The path that you are currently creating right now is one that is going to serve you in ways that I don't think you ever had the ability to serve yourself in the past or prior, because you never gave yourself full permission to trust in yourself as much as you are trusting and trying to like really embrace the process now. It's very, very beautiful. There is this feeling of someone who is really they're just tired of it. Maybe there was a connection that you knew wasn't serving you that you walked away from recently, but this path that you're currently creating was one that you chose, making a choice to put you first. And you're still in the process of learning how to do just that, like in a healthy way. But with time, because I don't see this journey like ending anytime soon. Like I feel like this just started, or it's still very fresh and new of a journey that just began. But this path you're creating is one that's gonna take work and consistency to start seeing the results you seek within yourself, is what I'm hearing. I don't know if like maybe you went on a journey to want to work on yourself more, pile number 3. It just feels like you're gonna get everything you wanted and more out of this path if you continue down it, what you've been doing, because this is just the beginning is what I'm hearing. Like in order to like, let me explain this, because I'm hearing this is just the beginning and it wants me to like give you this whole ideology behind what I'm saying. So how I'm seeing this is you focusing on your emotional and inner world. So this path you're creating right now is about you going inside yourself and understanding yourself better, healing, and just bettering yourself from the inside out. After that comes the next phase of your outer world reflecting exactly what your inner world is after you do the inner world work first. So this is a process that's going to take time. The 8 of Pentacles is someone that leads to full mastery of their craft, but it's about consistency and taking slow and steady steps that are smart and tangible. And I mean practical, in the sense that you're not rushing and you're listening to your body. You're listening to your soul and your intuition at the pace at which it wants to move at. And I think you're doing like a really good job. Like I can't say that any clearer. You're doing great. Let me see if there's anything else here. Oh, okay. So the only other thing, actually, we're going to look at the other 5 cards and then see if that message that wanted to come through is there still. Does that make sense? Like we're going to get more clarity on these other final 5 cards and then see if that's still there. So the card clarifying the Tower is the 2 of Pentacles. Yep, change. The card clarifying the Queen of Cups is the Hermit. Yep. Like I said, like you're protecting yourself, you're focusing on you now. There's like an inner journey. The 4 of Cups getting clarified is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, yep. Okay. This does confirm what I wanted to say, so I'm going to say it. The only thing that I think Source wants to give you a heads up on regarding this path that you're creating, as you start to feel your inner world shift, it's going to feel like in small bits and pieces. You're going to start noticing that you attract different people in your auric field, if that makes sense. Or you have different opportunities come randomly to you. You start seeing signs or things like that. Source really wants you to keep in mind, this is funny, you know, like I was supposed to have a part after this where we look at your higher self's insights, but I feel like higher self and Source is really trying to come through right now and they really want me to tell you this. You're going to have those moments. Whenever you have those moments, you need to take them seriously. Don't see them as like, oh, it's a coincidence. Oh, this is so trippy. And then that's it. Write it down, journal it. If you see repeating number, write it the F down the second you see it. If you have an opportunity come, write it down. Like, I'm hearing that you need to take notes. Something about taking notes is really going to help you on this excursion, on this path you've been creating, because there is like going to be a lot of helping hands, a lot of supportive entities or energies or just things coming into your path slowly, like a trickle of like a dripping faucet. Does that make sense? Of just like, doop, doop, and you don't know when it's going to drip the next drop or drop the next drip or whatever. So Source is just saying, like, really make sure you're practicing being in the present, having self-awareness during those moments, because there is this feeling of like you're going to be in so far like heavily, and there's going to be moments on this path where you're going to be so heavily focused on like trying to protect yourself and your energy and your emotions, where you're going to be like this instead when you should be like this. Like you're half closed, but you're also not saying no to things. Not like this, which is how you were before, but like a little bit in the middle. You're like, you'll know where to put it and where not to put it, but that means you got to practice trusting yourself. And this is a journey. Like I said, it's going to take time, but Source really wanted me to give you that heads up. It's important that you're aware of that. So be taking notes. Now, to clarify the 8 of Pentacles, we have the King of Wands. Yes, yes, and so yes, flipping yes. Okay, this is great. I like this. I love how pile number 3, you guys are like the reading that helps me finish this video. Like, great way to end it. Like, I'm just like, yeah, let's go. Progress being made. Like, it just makes me so happy to see you guys doing what's best for you. Like, oh my God. I like want to snap to you guys. Like, yeah, like how, I suck at snapping if you haven't noticed. I gotta go like, in the mic so you guys can know that I'm not a bad snapper. But, okay, I'll explain. Okay, last card clarifying the Ace of Cups is the 9 of Swords. And I love this before imagery of the 9 of Swords because it's before they start flipping out, before they feel out of control. You see there's tension, they're gripping onto the bed sheets, but they're not letting it overwhelm them. And they know before it gets bad, like what's gonna happen. Like I'm hearing you're gonna start noticing the signs. Okay, yep, you're on a journey of self-discovery right now. And this journey you're creating without realizing it, pile number 3, is leading you somewhere where you're gonna feel like
You are seen, you are safe, you are supported, you are held, and you are so, oh, so freaking loved by yourself and by those around you that you start meeting along the way. This path is teaching you how to show up for you in the ways that you've always needed in the past, that you thought others would give you if you just kept giving and giving and giving. But now you're learning that's not the way to be. You are the only person, the only thing literally on this planet, pile number 3, that can give you exactly what you want and desire. Only you. And you learned that. And I think that you're on this journey, this path that you've been creating is exactly where Source wants you to be, because it is doing everything that it needs and it's doing it all for you. Like, it's benefiting you in ways that I don't think you would have been able to benefit from if you stayed where you were before. So, like, congratulations, you are doing flipping amazing. The self-awareness that you're gonna gain through this journey is, like, incomprehensible. I have goosebumps. You guys can't see them, but I have goosebumps all over my body. Like, this is so, like, oh my God, like, I'm literally smiling, like, to the point where my, like, jaw's hurting. Like, I'm just so, or my mouth is hurting. I don't know. I'm just so proud of you guys. So you're doing flipping amazing. You're doing amazing. So, wow, like, I couldn't have said it any clearer, but honestly, let's see if Source has anything else they want you to know, your higher self. Let's get some more insights. Let's get some more information here. I feel called to use 2 of my decks that I had out for this part, which is my Astro Star Codes deck. I'm trying to get these cards, but it's a glass table and I got long nails. Sorry guys, bear with me. And we're also gonna use my Ask Your Guides deck. All right. So what is pile 3's higher self's insight regarding the path that they are creating right now for themselves? What is pile 3's higher self's insight regarding the path they've been creating for themselves? Oh, okay. We have multiple Astro cards coming out with the back of the deck. Beautiful. Being progressions and journey. The number 11, 56, 5 and 6, adding to 11. Yep. The collective back of the deck was new beginnings for a reason. Oh my God, I can't. New beginnings for a reason. Okay. Okay. I just dropped a bunch of cards on the floor, but we're going to keep going. Okay. We're going to keep going. So beautiful. I love this. You're progressing, and this adds more emphasis to transcendence because you are in this progression stage in your journey. Like, you're literally leveling up as we speak, pile number 3. I just want to make that clear in case it hasn't been clear yet. All right, guys, I think I am going to have to clear the table, unfortunately. What do I want to do? This card came upright, so I want to be explored. Yeah, I'm going to have to clear the table. So I am going to get the tarot out. I am sorry, don't hate me. But you guys should have been taking notes, so it's on you if you didn't. All right, but I need space. So we're just gonna keep the back of the deck energy out as a reminder of the current path. Because you have done amazing for yourself. So the other card that came out here, wait, where did the card go? Am I tripping? Oh, it's right here. You guys just couldn't see it. Okay. So where did it go? Did I, oh yeah, we have it right here. Okay, progressions. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry if I took so long to get this all set up. Next up, we have the Descendant card. It's so interesting. I think this card came out for all 3 piles. So we have the Descendant card with the word invitation coming up, and the Descendant card with 3 and 7 adding to 10. And the keyword invitation. This card typically is about like a connection. as the descendant is like the opposite of your ascendant. So your rising sign, aka your ascendant sign in astrology, your natal chart, is associated with like your first impression appearance, or how you are on the outside, like externally, how people see you, how people view you. Like if people had to describe you, if they're like an acquaintance of yours, they would use these things to describe you. But your descendant is the opposite of that. So it's in the 7th house in your chart. So you need to see what rules that house for you. And basically, it's shows to you the type of soulmate energy that you seek to have, or like soulmates could be like friends, siblings, family members, like people that you just attract, that you feel like you vibe with the most. So for example, my 7th house, Pisces is in my 7th house, or yeah, Pisces is in my 7th house in my descendant stuff. But Pisces isn't in my chart in astrology. Like there's no planets in Pisces. However, it doesn't matter if there's an empty house. What matters is that you look at the chart. For me, Pisces is in the 7th house. So basically what that means is the part of you too that like you're never going to change for anybody. It's just you're part of what makes you your individual self. So for me, I'm very dreamy. I'm very hopeful. I like to have faith in everything I do. I like to add meaning to everything. I'm very deep. Rose tinted glasses energy. Like I find the beauty in things. And also I tend to attract a lot of Pisces, and like the perfect partner for me has a lot of Piscean traits, but I like to see it more in the realm of self-growth. So the fact that this card came out for all of the piles really just shows to me how everyone right now is being asked to focus on aligning with their soul's truth. Like what is for you is meant for you, and you're doing that very beautifully. Just continue to keep at it. Next up, you have the asteroid Ceres, which is with the keyword nurture, with the number 29, again, adding to 11. So we have 2 11s coming out. Maybe 1111 has significance to you. Highly recommend that you look into the meaning in your own time. Continuing before we start diving in further, we also have number 2 with Taurus cultivate. This is so beautiful because Ceres energy, like its asteroid, the meaning kind of also reminds me of like the 2nd house and Taurus vibes, Taurian Venus vibes, I guess. So it's really cute that this is coming out the way it is, but let's continue. Next up, we have the number 33 with South Node, keyword being past. Can we fit one more card up there? I don't know. We'll do this. Lastly, oh, it's upside down. We have Sun with Source, with the number 18 adding to 9. I love that. And the reason why I love that, I'm also picturing you guys to look into the number 999 or 99, or just the meaning numerology of the number 9. The reason why I'm saying that is because I'm thinking 3 times 3 equals 9. There's 2 9s here. And 9 in the 9th house is about Sagittarius energy, and that is literally the student. So you are on this like self-discovery journey, and that kind of clarifies it. Like your higher self's insight here, pile number 3, is to really just remind you right now that this journey, you're doing it for yourself. Like you're done giving away a bunch of boundless amounts of your energy to others that you know you never were able to save some for yourself at the end of the day. Now it's time for you to cultivate that safety and love for yourself and in your inner world, in your home. And like, I literally am picturing somebody who's taking a break from work to just focus on making their home feel nice, or like doing little cute things that help them reconnect to like what makes them happy or what brings them joy. It really feels like pile number 3, like you're in this process of just rediscovering yourself all over again. And it's so cute. It's so beautiful because you're slowly getting your light back through this whole process. And Source really wanted to remind you of that. Let us continue forward. And I actually see you gaining even more insight
as you continue moving through this journey, like you're gonna have realizations about things that you weren't able to realize before because it was still too fresh in your head. Like I see a lot of things being unraveled in layers or in stages. I don't know if that makes sense. Like maybe something you walked away from in the past, you thought you dealt with it, you thought you like learned what you needed from it, but then it comes back in another stage, and then it comes back in another stage, and you learn slowly like an onion peeling back layers, like more and more about yourself because of the experiences. So that's also something coming through. What is pile number 3's higher self's insight regarding the path that they're currently creating? What is pile number 3's higher self's insight regarding the path that pile number 3 is currently creating? Ooh, okay. We have 2 cards coming out with, oh, beautiful, 2 of the same color. We have priorities with the word master teacher number 12 landing on acceptance here. And the woman is baking a cherry pie, which I find really cute. Master teacher, priorities. And then we have epiphany. And the word epiphany came out in the yin yang too. Look, epiphany. So, you know, epiphany, higher self. I really feel like you've been finally listening to your higher self. Maybe your higher self's been here the whole time, and that's why my camera was having trouble focusing before, because it was being a pain in the booty. And Source was like, yo, look, you're not listening. Again, yep, 999. Like I said, you have 1818 coming out. Write that down. There might be some importance there with the number 1818 repeating itself. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up for you guys. I feel very curious. I don't know why. Maybe it's going to help with the reading. What is... Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Okay, let's see. So, the number 1818 carries a powerful message of abundance, self-confidence, and new beginnings guided by spiritual alignment. Here, I'll zoom in so you guys can see. Abundance, self-confidence, and new beginnings guided by spiritual alignment. Wow. 1, new beginnings, independence, leadership, initiative. Number 8, abundance, power, manifestation, karmic balance. Together, repeated twice, they amplify each other's energy, making 1818 a cosmic green light for personal and financial growth. Manifestation power is high. You are in a potent phase for attracting what you really want, especially around money, career, or purpose. Take the lead with confidence. Life may be nudging you to step into your power. Trust your instincts and take action. Endings make space for better. Yes. If something has recently ended or feels unstable, trust it's part of a cycle that's making room for bigger success. That's why you had that blank archetype. Stay spiritually aligned. Keep your thoughts, beliefs, and actions rooted in your highest truth. Yes, you're being supported by spiritual guides. Use 1818 energy to set intentions around career, money, or self-worth. Meditate on confidence, clarity, and alignment. Affirm, I trust in my power to create the life I deserve. That is amazing, and I'm so happy I looked that up for you guys. Yay! There you go. One step ahead for y'all. All right. So I actually feel very called to read the meaning of this card. So we're going to pull out the booklet here and let us take a gander. I never said that before. I don't know why I did. Okay, so we got number 18. Oh, and I just realized, isn't the number 18 in tarot, the major arcana, the sun card? So they're about breakthroughs and, oh, that's so cool. Okay. So higher self, inspiration, breakthrough, revelation. That word breakthrough came through again as well in the other, in the yin yang card we had for you. Congratulations. You're finally getting out of your head and connecting more directly with your soul. The flow of communication between you and your higher self is strengthening daily, allowing you to directly access your spirit, guides, angels, and spirit teachers more readily. As your contact with your higher self deepens, answers will suddenly plop into your consciousness like gifts from above. Didn't I say that's going to feel like drop? drop, like things are gonna like download. Oh my God, I'm tripped out. Okay. Sorry, I got excited. Okay. Your aha moments will appear with greater frequency, like light bulbs switching on in your head. Over and over, you'll find yourself in the right place at the right time. Exactly. Under the influence of your higher self, you're steadily becoming more spontaneous, dancing in synchronistic flow with life rather than swimming upstream against the current. Your higher self encourages you to unhesitatingly trust your vibes at all times. Surrender your ego to them and allow yourself to be gently led rather than yielding to old ways of figuring things out. You're being gifted with endless spiritual direction and a deeper understanding of your soul's journey. Remain in constant dialogue with your higher self and ask it to override your limited perceptions and keep you on your true path. Then go with the flow. Your higher self's message: listen to me. Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh my God, like, yeah. Like, I just like want to do like the cha-cha-cha because I'm like, yeah, man, join the party. Let's go. It's great here. Surrender to the process. Let's go. Woo woo. Okay. Beautiful. You're prioritizing your process. You're prioritizing the whole ideology here. Your higher self's insight is to keep prioritizing you. Keep prioritizing the process and keep recognizing that just because not everything feels clear doesn't mean that what you're doing, when it felt right to start doing it and it still feels right to do, there's a reason for that. You just gotta trust those feelings right now. You know what's actually really funny? Pile number 2 was about like focusing on their logic and not listening to their emotions. For you guys, it's about listening to your intuition and ignore the logic. It's funny. Okay, I just thought it was funny. All right, let us now see what is the next aligned move for you moving forward so you can continue to align with this beautiful truth of yours. Let us get a Sacred Creator card out, as well as a Higher Self card, because I really feel like your Higher Self just wants to keep speaking. So what is the next aligned move for pile number 3? What is the next aligned move? Did you want to come out for pile number 3? Okay, I think we got 3. First pile that got that many. So the first one is, what does your soul say? And I think this is you sitting with it. What's interesting here, we have 62 adding to 8, and then again, it's reminding me of the 8th house. Was it you guys where I was talking about the 8th house? Or was it pile number 2? I don't remember. Did I talk about Chiron in this pile? I don't remember, but it feels like this is about you sitting in the unknown right now and allowing that to come up. So the action is to just trust and have faith in the process as it unfolds before your own eyes. Just keep listening to where you want to go. Like, listen to where your gut wants you to go, not your brain, because your brain's trying to keep you in the comfort zone right now. Okay, so we also have the number 36 adding to frickin' 9. Crazy again. Do I have a 36 here? Nope. We have prosperity's sisters are happiness and joy. Prosperity's sisters are happiness and joy. Interesting. And lastly, we have number 3 with you, the muse. So I actually feel, so we're going to read the meaning of what does your soul say, but we're not going to read the meanings of all these other cards. But what I am going to do is flip to the pages within the booklet of this deck and share with you guys the journaling prompts and the self-reflective questions that they have for each of the individual cards. Because I really feel like there's going to be certain questions that I'm going to read out loud and show to you that you're going to feel extremely drawn to want to write down yourself. I feel like it's extremely important that you write stuff down. I don't know why. It's just like part of the process of communicating with your higher self. But let me just get a final thing of cards here. What is the next aligned move for pile number 3? What is the next aligned move for pile number 3? Okay. We have freedom.
Back of the deck is pause. Yep. Like, you're completely free to just, there's no move to make. The next aligned move is to just keep doing what you've been doing. Like, you're doing a great job. Stop being anxious if you're not doing enough, though, because I feel like there is a lot of anxiety surrounding you about, like, oh my God, am I not doing enough? Is that why it feels like this? No. You are handling a lot already without realizing it. And I don't think other people recognize it. So what other people have to say about it, ignore them. Because what is happening right now is an inner alchemizing of some kind in your inner world. So people can't see that from the outside, but you can feel it. And it's a lot, you know, it's a lot to handle. And right now, all you got to do is give yourself grace during this moment, because you're going to have clarity, but it can't come all at once, or else you're going to literally feel like you're going to explode. There's a reason why, like, these things are coming in like little droplets of information or moments of clarity for you. It's not meant to happen all at once. You just got to trust that it's going to continue, because it is, but you need to stay on the path. All right, so let us see the meaning of what does your soul say, and then we're going to look at all the journaling prompts here.
So it's number 62. Okay. What does your soul say? Essential meanings: tuning into your soul's song, learning to lead with your heart, success at the end of a long journey, self-care message, not listening to your inner voice, misinterpreting your soul's song. Your soul knows, it always does. Take some time to tune in and journal, meditate, listen, and translate. You already know what you want, so go for it. If you desire a specific future for yourself, it's because it is 100% possible for you to achieve it. Your desire is an indicator of what you can achieve when you set your heart and mind to it. It's time to go get that dangling carrot you've been dreaming about, and to ask yourself why you have been hesitating. What's stopping you from building the life you crave? This card indicates success at the end of a long journey. Take what everyone else wants out of the equation, because this is all about what you want. Right now, you need to be a little bit greedy. Yes, a little bit egocentric, more than a tiny bit focused on your needs. Exactly. It's okay. You spend so much time focused on everyone else that you may need to tune it all out for a few hours in order to really tune into yourself. When you listen to the whispers of your beautiful soul, what does it say to your heart? Are you focusing on the positive and what you have? Or are you focusing on what you don't have? Are you busy with hard work? Or are you doing easy work that you love? Are you running away from a life you don't want? Or are you running toward a dream that you do want? What is your primary motivation? What say you, soul? Beautiful. Pause this video if you need to write these down, because we're going to keep going. Next up, let us go to 36. 36. So we have 9999, by the way. We got 9999. Quasi. And then we also have 333. Sorry. 36. Okay, so the questions here is, are you running after an abundance of wealth and financial success without paying as much attention to the other sisters? Which is, remember, the happiness and joy. So it's asking, like, are you working like a cog in a machine? Or are you moving towards your goals with emotional fulfillment intact? That's basically what it's asking. How can you let go of any success shame you're feeling? How can you remember that it's totally okay to be exactly where you are right now financially? Happiness and joy are the keys to bringing your dream to life. Where can you add more of them into your day? How can you move your focus from what you don't have in order to focus on what you do have? So I feel like there's a lot of things here about the next aligned move is to make yourself as resourceful as possible for yourself moving forward. So it's like trying to teach you how to be as resourceful with what you have. And I love that. That's so beautiful. Now the final set of questions from this deck is, trying to go to page number 3. We have you, the muse. And the questions are, what lights you up right now? When you make a list of people you admire, what is it about them that you adore? What are they doing that makes your soul sing? Do they have anything in common with one another and with the potential that you recognize within yourself? Honestly, I just see this as you reflecting on your future self. So what that means is, if your future self were in the predicament that you have found yourself in right now while listening to this reading and video, what would they do? In the mentality, like, you have to picture the mindset they have in that moment, because they had to have a certain mindset to get to where they are. You have to picture the beliefs they have, the perspectives they have, everything. What would they do? And how can you do that right now? Because you probably can't. If you already have an answer, like snapping your fingers and like, this is what they do it, because you can. I know that for a fact. You can. The way you do it, though, is being resourceful. So maybe this is why those questions came through. That's the next aligned move for you, is to just use this time to plan and integrate, because you are at a time of pause, and pausing means introspection and self-reflecting right now. Like I said, you're on that self-discovery journey. Is there anything else? I honestly don't think so. I do not think so. Let us get some final messages from Source. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I keep hitting the table right now by pulling an affirmation out for you, beautiful souls. All right, so final messages for pile number 3. Okay, we got 2. All right, great. So we have, I welcome healthy, loving relationships. I welcome healthy, loving relationships. Next up, there's no such thing as a mistake. Everything happens in divine order. I am being guided to learn and grow. There's no such thing as a mistake. Everything happens in divine order. I am being guided to learn and grow. This was an amazing reading to finish up this video with, pile number 3. Thank you so much for listening to this point, because you already know that this is the types of things that help you grow, not me. I make these readings and videos for you guys. So if you are not part of it yet, subscribe to this channel, Hymns of Heals, because we are here to create a mission, well, to honor the mission that I have for myself in Hymns of Heals, my business, which is, it's healed people that help heal this world. So we gotta heal ourselves in time. And the only way to do that is by providing you access to resources and things like these picket cards, for example, as a way to help you continue on your own path. And so, you know, if you want to join the community, feel free to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, please, as every little thing you do of engagement, interaction within these types of videos that I do helps push my message out further and helps really show up for the people that need healing the most, okay? So feel free to check out my channel if you feel called to it, no pressure. And if anything, I hopefully will just see you in my next pick a card readings to come. I'm sending you so much unconditional love, light, and healing, and you're doing amazing, okay? Just trust. Bye.